This is silver, isn't it? We are here at Zandvoort as well. Of course, it's a legendary circuit. It's getting very legendary for ALR as well. Goodness me, we've only had 4 races around here in total, and we of course we've had 2 in gold now, 1 in silver, and 1 in bronze. Well, we're now going to have a second race in silver tonight. I remember after last season, it was the closest race finish ever in ALR as well. Goodness me, it was a whisker between the two drivers of New Potato and Ghost, wasn't it? Goodness gracious me. I don't think we're going to get a closer finish than that tonight, but I have been wrong before, and I probably am wrong, going to be wrong in the future as well. I hope I'm wrong on this occasion anyway. Right then, so we are now getting ready then for the start of round 5 here in the Netherlands as well. 2.6 miles. This is a short circuit. There is only 14 turns around here. I remember last night that there was a lot of incidents, wasn't there? Action packed all the way through. We even had a rain, didn't we? Right at the end of the race as well. Goodness me. The weather forecast seems to be following a certain pattern in gold so far this season. Is it going to be the same in silver as well? I am your toast because I always land butter side down. Let's get ready for the start of the Dutch Grand Prix as well, shall we? Well, before we do so, actually, let's take a look at the drivers and the constructors standings. It is the most competitive start to an ALR silver season in history. Remember, Glock there really go from the get-go was absolutely magnificent, wasn't he? Dominating that series, the season. And then, of course, Murphy had a great, incredible start last season as well, didn't he? With 3 wins on the bounce. This season, it's 2 apiece, isn't it? Just like in gold, where we have Nosey on 2, we have Emerson on 2, and we have Pease making a triumphant return last night to have won. So 3 different winners in the first 5 races. Absolutely electric stuff. It really is indeed then. And of course, that silver is exactly the same as well. 2 apiece for Gamer and for Troy as well. And talking of which, then Gamer has been the more consistent of the 2 drivers thus far. He is 27 points in front of Troy. Whatever happens tonight, then we will not have a different championship leader as we leave Zandvoort. Serious Merchant, the biggest mover, he's up 4 positions. He's gone from 7th to 3rd. Fantastic stuff from Mushroom, but he is 22 points behind Troy, 49 points behind the early pace setter, which is Gamer. Welsh Maldonado is 5 points further back. She is still in 4th position. Then we got Steve, who hopefully he'll have a clean slate tonight there. Goodness me, he's been very unlucky, hasn't he, Steve has, so hopefully he can have no gremlins, and I think he might be potentially in for the race win, perhaps. We got New Potato then, of course, the former bronze world champion, the first bronze world champion as well. He is dropped from 3rd to 6th, unfortunately, after his issues in China the other week, last week. FIFA Beefy, so he had pole position last time, didn't he? He was unlucky not to get the race win, or at least the podium as well, but he is 7th. And Curly Red dropping down 3 positions, and he had a great start to the season. Curly Red is dropping back in the field. We got Jake Wilson, brilliant performance for him last night. I think that was his best all-round performance in ALR, in my opinion. Got qualifying right, got the race right as well. Absolutely spectacular stuff. Bang on. Sean Hammers completes the top 10 as it stands at the moment. As we got some mechanics there doing the moonwalk as they're coming out onto the pit lane now. I think that was one of the AlphaTauris out just barging their way out as well. Let's take a look at the comments, shall we? Nope, before we do so, we need to take a look at the constructor standings. And this is how they are at the moment. So just on board Gordo. Mercedes are leading now, 19 points in front of Renault, who is second. Renault are having a great start to the season, aren't they? And we'll show you in just a minute of how good they're also doing in the combined constructors championship as well. Fantastic. Third position is Red Bull, 37 points away from Renault, 56 points away from Mercedes. Williams has basically doubled their position. They've gone from 8th to 4th. Fantastic stuff. Ferrari have also doubled their position as well. They've gone from 7th to 5th. Now, I don't think that math is very right, but I'm not worried about that. We got McLaren down in 6th position. They've dropped down 2 positions. So is Alfa Romeo and Haas as well. Just watching Haas on screen then. AlphaTauri have dropped down into 9th position. And Racing Point are yet to go off the mark in 10th position. That is the worst start to a constructors in ALR history thus far. So let's see what can the Racing Point team there get off the mark here tonight then. And if anything like last night, anything can happen. If it's anything like last season here, anything can and will happen, can it? As Gordo is starting this up, and whilst Gordo is on track, let's take a look at the Joint Constructors Championship, shall we? And it is like this. Renault are leading by 47 points in front of Mercedes. Remember though that a 1-2 is a 1-2 fastest up is oh no, and Ayrton has been disqualified. Oh goodness me, he has been disqualified for blocking the pit lane now. Oh dear, and I gotta say this man just doesn't have any ounce of a good luck at the moment, does he? He lost 5 positions, no fault of his own in China, and here tonight he's been disqualified from the session. I have a feeling he's spun and was just trying to recover, and because of that the game of Codemasters has just thrown the book at him. And goodness me, that's a big old heavy book as well they've thrown at Ayrton. He is going to be last on the grid. He is going to be 19th. What a shame now for Ayrton. That is absolutely horrific stuff there from Ayrton, isn't it? Oh goodness me, he's having a very difficult start to the season, isn't he, Ayrton? I will come back to Ayrton in just a few moments time then. But what a shame that is then for the young Torquean driver. Just on board then with Gordo as he is just coming over the line as well, but he's invalidated his time. He's going to have another bite of the cherry, isn't he? Yeah, just coming back to Ayrton. That's such a shame. He's only got 1 point this season, Ayrton has. He hasn't had no DNF though, so he's been very consistent, hasn't he? He's scored 1 point in Vietnam. We should have got more in Vietnam, in my opinion as well. But unfortunately, I think he damaged the car, didn't he, late on? But here today then, no fault of his own then, I feel. I'm usually quick to blame Ayrton, but on this occasion, I think it's Codemasters. And to be honest, I'm more often than not wrong about blaming Ayrton as well. I seem to have a very sus opinion about Ayrton, don't I? But as Gordo there is going very wide there, goodness me, they're taking all the curb and then some as well. But unfortunately, going back to Ayrton, he's 19th on the grid, then been disqualified for, I think, half spin down in Tarzan, and he's just blocked the pit lane, and he didn't do it on purpose. He was just trying to recover. Unfortunately, if you're going to spin, of course the car's going to go forward there, so Codemasters might need to re-evaluate their physics there. As Gordo there is just coming out of turn 12, and so what a shame there for Ayrton. Let me quickly get to the comments, shall we, because I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of ruffled feathers in there now, isn't there, about what has occurred so far. Gordo is coming up to the line now. You can see that they're all hugging the inside there. Gordo is the first driver to set a time here in this session then. And Serious Motion now is just coming out of turn 14. Or is it 15 then? I was having a bit of a debate with myself last night, which is what I do in my spare time anyway. I just talk to myself. Serious Motion comes across the line. He is second fastest on there. Gordo is really showing some in good form right from the get-go. Here's Baz then in the AlphaTauri. Only one AlphaTauri left in this session now then. We got Gordo saying hello Gordo. We got Diashi second, hopefully. As of course I think he also means on track as well. Echo, good luck Silver. Hope I could be on track next week, yeah. Oh my goodness me, and the other AlphaTauri, that one AlphaTauri's been disqualified, the other one has just kissed the Armco there, and oh dear, it's a very difficult start for the Italian team, isn't it, here tonight? Goodness gracious me, remember that AlphaTauri got their first Grand Prix win last night, didn't they, in the former P's, but here tonight, then they're very much making a lot of, making hard work for themselves, aren't they, here tonight? Good gosh, just going up to Jake, who's starting his qualifying performance now then. As I mentioned then earlier on in the broadcast, I think Wilson had an absolutely spectacular performance in China, didn't he? Really good stuff indeed there from Wilson. His qualifying performance was great. His race performance was even better. He went for the alternative strategy. It worked absolutely splendidly well. As RDW has retired from the session now, he has got a qualifying ban, hasn't he, RDW has, for no footage there, of course, and it sounds like a heavy penalty, but of course, if you've got no footage and you're being reported, then really, unfortunately, that's just the way the cookie crumbles, really, isn't it? Wilson now coming out of turn at 12 as well. Just carrying on with the old comments as well. Gordo was first and sixth in terms of comments. Great stuff indeed there. Sloth, good evening, Sloth. Gordo saying, I'll be rather disappointed if it rains then. Cheers, Russian saying good luck there. Smithy has retired from the session. Goodness me, then we got 3 gone already. Wilson goes third fast, and I gotta say, I think we already found out determined who's going to be our three of our slowest drivers then, and I haven't even had a chance to touch on our debutant here tonight, and here he is then. He has really gate crashed my party, hasn't he? It is Jos I'm going to be honest, I am really poor at saying names anyway, so apologies, Jos, but I've just kind of gone with the word that I can say, and the only reason I can say Jos is because, of course, being a big old Jos Verstappen fan back in the early to mid to late 90s, when he was driving for the Footwork, Benetton, Simtech, Arrows, Stewart, whatever you want to call him. He's been in every team as the Jos the boss, but here is Jos and our own version of Jos making his debut tonight as well. And I gotta say, if it's anything like Pease's debut last night in his first race of the season last night, I gotta say Jos is looking very strong indeed there, and because he's really top in the timesheet straight from the get-go as well. Smithy out as well, unfortunately, then, so we've lost RDW, of course, qualifying ban. Smithy out of qualifying, he has gone into the wall, I think just out of turn 12. We've seen a couple of other drivers that clout the wall there. Sam did that last season as well, didn't he? And we also have lost Ayrton for allegedly blocking the pit lane. Diashi with my favourite helmet design of everyone in ALR thus far. Diashi goes at full fastest at the moment, and him and his teammate RDW has got a lot of work to do to try and get Racing Point off the bottom of the table, don't they? That is the, as we already mentioned, it's the worst start for an ALR team ever in ALR Championship. So goodness me, that's not good, is it? Here comes a Potato as well, as he was very close second last season, wasn't he? And of course, it took him all the way till round 17 last season to get his first Grand Prix win, and only Grand Prix win in silver thus far, which I find absolutely astounding there. Here comes Welsh Maldonado. She has not got a Grand Prix win yet, but she has been close on quite a number of occasions, and one of the very close occasions was here in bronze last season. And am I going to bet my bottom dollar that she might do it tonight? Indeed I am there. I think that she's a very quick customer around here, did a very good job last season, to be honest. If she didn't have disconnection issues, she would have been on the podium at the very least then. And she just shows it once again, then 4/10 of a second in front of Gordo, a tenth of a second behind Jos. Now I'm just trying to look to see where Potato is. There he is as well, coming through at 13 and 14. And I'm sorry, guys, I haven't even got to your comments yet. Oh my goodness me, and it's absolutely appalling. It really is, isn't it? Just taking a look at Potato. He comes across the line. He is third fastest at the moment, and it's all go here to start us off in qualifying. But I didn't expect anything less. And it's a good job that I have had a lot of caffeine here today, so I should be very much on the money. Let's see if Steve's on the money. He comes out of the final turn, and Steve goes into second fastest there. And if Steve gets a clean run this event, I think he's going to be on course for maybe his first Grand Prix win of his career, or at least a podium at the very least. And Baz in sixth fastest as well. There's a lot of very quick customers in this category at the moment, and I'm absolutely loving it. Here comes Nigel, of course, the first ever ALR World Champion. He is in a 13th finish month, but he hasn't set a time, has he? Going back to the comments as well. Cheers much and good luck. Evening, all good luck. Ayrton, hello, Sean. Wilson, evening. Dry there from the Ashley Gordo saying dry quality, dry race. Great stuff indeed there. Absolutely loving it. Becca saying evening. So just saying Diashi unlucky. Special helmet for tonight. We'll keep an eye on Nigel's helmet. Let's go on board. It is a special helmet as well as a neon helmet, which did a very good job for Walker last night. And I think for his fellow Ferrari driver, actually, wasn't it Echo who's using neon helmet as well? I think so. Nigel usually the traditional black, yellow and green colours. Well, tonight he's gone for a very special helmet, and so let's see what Nigel could do then. Of course, the first ever ALR World Champion then, and back in at season 1. As I'm saying I love this game, as I think he is just commenting on what happened to Ayrton. Anyone who's joined late then, of course, Ayrton has been disqualified for blocking at the pit exit there. Nigel goes fast there. Good time indeed there from the Ferrari driver. Goodness me. And this is getting very feisty indeed, isn't it? Troy has also got the neon helmet as well. I wonder where I get these helmets from, because I got to say I don't get any of these special helmets, but I don't think I'm very good at the game, which is probably why. So all these guys have got like a load of, guys and gals. Oh goodness me, I'm going to have a lawsuit at the end of this one, anyway. But of course, everyone has a lot of. I think it's like all the coinage they kind of get for being league racers, don't they? Unfortunately, I don't earn many coins, and why should I? Because all I do is just sit around and talk about these drivers. Whilst these guys are doing all the hard work, aren't they? Really. So of course, all I deserve to earn is maybe a Freddo. Maybe I'm hoping to get a Whisper by the end of this one, though, because I think that I'm going to be very much earning my my bottom dollar. Troy goes fastest there, a 10th of a second in front of Nigel, who is less than a 10th of a second in front of our super rookie at the moment, which is Joss, who is a 10th of a second in front of Steve, who Steve is less than a 10th of a second in front of Welsh Maldonado, who is a 10th of a second in front of New Potato. Goodness me, the top 6 are incredibly close at this stage of proceedings. Here's Curly then, as he is starting his lap as well in the McLaren. As Gordo said, anyone else the stream feels a lot clearer than previous week. Said I can improve quality a bit on that. Yes, I've actually invested a £730 investment, but an investment nonetheless then on some new kit then as well. Then. So it feels a bit more clearer, and hopefully, and of course, hopefully it does feel a bit more crisp. That's what the experts say anyway. The only thing I know about crisps is usually what I stick in my mouth. Just watching, oh goodness me, this is going to get very, very bad indeed, isn't it? Currently there coming out of turn number, I think it's 11 there, isn't it, or 10, coming down the back straight. The track, you can tell with the tracks are new then, because I have no earthly idea where I'm going around here. Of course, the track numbers are here, there, and everywhere. Curly's got a lovely pink helmet here tonight as he accelerates out of turn 12 as well. We got Taylor saying, just call me TK, buddy. I will indeed then. So that's really good stuff indeed. And I think that's, of course, Yoss. So I'm going to call it you TK from now on. Great stuff indeed then. So TK, of course, the debutant, who's on a fantastic debutant. He really is indeed. Curly goes down fast at the moment in the McLaren. He's the leader of the two McLarens at the moment. So here comes Wilson, who's having another bite of the cherry as well. Don't go too much over that final curve then, because that will either spin you around or give you a track invalidation, which Favre knows all about that from last season in bronze, didn't he? Of course, as I bring up bronze because some of these drivers are from bronze from last season as well. Someone else just jumped out the field as well. Gamer 11 fastest moment in the World Championship leader down in the middle pack at the moment. Interesting stuff there. What about FIFA Beefy then? I love that shot, by the way. That's absolutely fantastic stuff. It really is indeed, isn't it? As I just lean over as well, good, I'd say not too many laps for 9 minutes left then. Diash saying feeling bad because I'm one of the reasons race point having the front as I would the worst team in ALR history. Don't worry about that, my good man. Of course, I think they just showed that ALR is it's been a lot of races in ALR at the beginning of the season is usually quite topsy-turvy. I think Silver has been quite static really, so I don't think you or RDW are the reason why Racing Point have had a one of the worst starts in ALR history. I think it's also down to circumstance as well, so I wouldn't worry about that. I just like my stats there, and stats there is TK has gone faster still. I'm glad he's told me that, because I now sound a lot more professional. Probably no, I don't sound anything professional at all, do I? But TK is now fast again and really throwing the gauntlet down, isn't he? Goodness me, I'm loving this. Here comes FIFA Beefy. He was on pole position last time we was doing qualifying, I think, in ALR Silver. I say I think because it was a bit of long old week then from yesterday week till today. FIFA goes 10 fast about him. What? Oh my goodness me! That was a I think that was a Racing Point jumping up and down in the pit lane. Roscoe is 15 fast at the moment then, and he is through into qualifying too. We have as Troy is retired from the session at the moment, and the bottom 4 are Ayrton then, who's of course there, who's probably not going to be a very happy bunny about what's occurred to him today. RDW, who's got a qualifying ban. Smithy has also hit the Armco as well in the Mercedes, and that's which is unfortunate. F1 2019, of course, unfortunately, is having some issues, like technical issues, which is such a shame there. Otherwise, which is why he's not in the centre line. Roscoe's 3 tenths of a second in front of Diash at one, but Diashi's coming out of the pits as well. He was jumping out of the pits, wasn't he? As just taking a look back down at Chaza. Good evening, ALR. Once again, hello, Chaza. We've got Welsh Maldonado saying, nah, head up Diashi, just keep getting the laps in. We'll say, don't know how some of these are so quick in quali. I got to say, they are quite quick, aren't they? Quicker than a hiccup. Some of these drivers are fantastic stuff indeed there. And Wilson is no slouch here, so when Wilson is saying that, he's either doing the classic sandbagging or he's very impressed then. I think he's probably doing a bit of both there, isn't he? Wilson is, of course, he's a very nice chap, isn't he? Just watching Roscoe then, who is just slowing it right down. He's going to give it one more clout on the accelerator pedal and see what he can do then. He's got one more lap. Well, he's got 2 if he can muster up a second one. Is TK is retired from the session then, but he is safe and sound at the top of the standings. Great 7D. Gordo is very happy in 9th position as well. Here comes Bradfield out turn 14 as well. The banked turn 14. It was modified for this race circuit, wasn't it? And Bradfield has just gone in front of his teammate. And a good time indeed. Both McLarens are 8th and 9th as it stands. Good stuff indeed. And just saying that then Roscoe then is just coming out of the very fast opening sector as well. As we got Welsh Maldonado there saying that the reserve is very quick. He is indeed, isn't he? TK, fantastic stuff. Serious Mushroom saying he's not a fan of this place there. He is even gone as far as saying he hates this place there. Well, he's currently 7th for the moment, so he's not doing too bad, my good man. We have also got Gooder saying I could do a 9.1, and so hopefully I can improve then. And Serious Mushroom saying, Diashi, just keep going, buddy. Of course, that is, yeah, I've really rained down the negativity out on there, Diashi and RDB. I apologise, but of course, everyone knows me. I love a bit of stats and all that kind of jazz. Roscoe comes across the line, then he hasn't improved just yet. Then RDB is 2 tenths a second improvement. Has he got enough fuel in the car for go for one more run? Let's go on board with him now. Then, of course, Diashi, if it's any consolation, I think your helmet's absolutely lovely. Roscoe in the middle of the track there, but he gets out of the way quite nicely. He has got a lesser 10-second deficit between himself and Diashi. These two are fighting for that final position now for qualifying too. And who will it be then? Will it be the Williams driver or will it be the Racing Point driver? He flies into turn 9 as well. Great stuff indeed. Then Nose saying, don't worry, Diashi, if you don't get points tonight, there is still 16 rounds left fed. Indeed, there is, of course, in Formula 1 these days. Oh no, Diashi has spun it! And that's it for Diashi. He is going to be out of qualifying. And no, that is such a shame indeed of Diashi. Remember Diashi there, I think that he really announced himself onto the ALR scene last season, didn't he, with the Haas team? And my goodness me, I think it was in Singapore, wasn't it, where both him and we had absolutely fantastic performances, didn't they? Of course, Diashi was racing as high as third. Then we had a lot of connection issues, didn't we, towards the end? But I think Farf needed to go for his early bath, which is why I think we ended that session so early. But yeah, jokes aside, Diashi had a great performance out there. I think he finished 5th, didn't he? A very good performance as well. RDW, his teammate as well, fantastic. Some of the strategy calls he made was absolutely magical. It really was. He had a 6th sense that day, RDW did, because he was coming into the pits exactly when the rain was easing off, or when they needed to come in to change from the wets to the inters, then to the dries as well. Absolutely magnificent from then. So yes, the Racing Point team both out of qualifying, unfortunately, at this juncture. But of course, the lucky thing is that you do not get points in qualifying; you get points in the race as well. So maybe a bit of hardsmanship then to start us off this qualifying session. Smithy Almighty in the Armco, RDW qualifying ban. Ayrton getting disqualified for blocking the pit lane there. Maybe that was a bit tactical there from Ayrton, and also Diashi out as well. So those are our 4 bottom drops. And let's just take a look at in a virtual format, shall we? And there he is then, Ayrton out qualifying, RDW, Smithy and Diashi all been knocked out of qualifying 1. Only 2 drivers in the 10, and that is absolute. That just shows, and that is definitely very, very much to the point of Wilson's point a minute ago there, because he said it's very quick here. And my goodness me, 2 drivers, only 2 drivers in the 10. That's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? My word, there. Look at this. We're already nudging on to the into the 09s already. Goodness gracious me, then it is absolutely. It's absolutely incredibly tight there as well. Diashi, thanks guys, are really trying to pick up your pace, but damn it, you're all so fast there. I won't worry about that, Diashi there. I'm expecting and hoping that you will start to really see some progress and get some points going on the board, especially from Spain onwards. Remember, Gurman says that it's a very difficult start to this championship, isn't it? With the first 5 races, it's not the easiest start in the World Championship these days, is it? Right, so we're now getting into qualifying 2. It's Diashi saying that no traction control is really hurting him at the moment. Yes, and I think we've seen that, didn't we, on the exit of turn 9, I think it was there. Got on the power a bit too much there and spud it there as the back end tried to overtake the front end. So we're now getting into qualifying 2, and hopefully let me get through the joint constructors then, which I gotta say I haven't done. I've got through a bit, but that's about it then as well. As also Premier League at the moment is Leeds against Crystal Palace as well. Fantastic stuff indeed, isn't it? Anyway, in the joint constructors, then we have Renault's leading 47 points in front of Mercedes. Then, as I was trying to make a point earlier on, 1-2 for just one race is actually 44 points, and that includes the fastest lap as well. So really, it's very. It sounds like a lot of points, doesn't it? 47, but it really isn't in the grand scheme of things. I can really tip on its head in quite a jiffy as well, especially with 2 divisions there scoring for their teams. Mercedes are second, and Alfa Romeo are third at the moment. Then they're 88 points back. McLaren fourth, half Haas are in 5th position. It's very much nip and tuck then between Haas on 63, Red Bull on 60, Racing Point on 60 as well. Very close indeed, isn't it, between those 3 cars. We got AlphaTauri on 49 points, along with the Williams team as well, and Ferrari on 38. Bearing in mind, this does not include last night's positions there, because I was too lazy to update it last night, as I had to have my shut-eye as well. I needed about at least 23 hours of beauty sleep to get me through the day. And yeah, so it's a bit of a late night last night, wasn't it? So I would say it's a late night. We only went 10 minutes over our usual 2-hour streaming limit, so it wasn't that late, but it was too late for me. My old self these days, I am becoming a bit of a OAP these days. Another year towards my pension as well this year as well. Goodness me, time is absolutely flying by, isn't it? Wilson then, let's see if he can get a move on as well, as he is now in the Red Bull out of 13 and 14 then. Let's see what he can do as well then. As I mentioned then, he is coming off the back of a fantastic Chinese Grand Prix, as we're now coming into the Dutch Grand Prix as well. The downside about having such a close circuit, or well, then a downside for us, but it's a downside for the drivers there. One wrong mistake, then one wrong move, and it could be all or nothing there. You can find yourself in or out there. You can find yourself in 5th or down in 15th there. It's so close, isn't it? So incredibly close out there. Absolutely brilliant stuff indeed, as it's just on board there with Wilson now. I remember last night as well, we're into qualifying 2 then. You notice that Wilson is on the yellow mark medium tyres. Murphy didn't even entertain the fact of going onto the soft tyres last night. He was very much, his idea was to go onto the medium tyres and go from there then. He was not remotely interested, was he, going onto the soft tyres then. I wonder if some other drivers is going to have that same tactic or same approach into this race then. I think there definitely will be, because strategy is king, isn't it? Like it is on every other circuit as well. But around here, as much as this circuit's great, it's very difficult to overtake. But we did see some cracking overtakes there from Milan last night, and Walker as well had a few good ones as well. Of course, so Walker also driving the Red Bull, the same as Wilson, but in the gold division. Wilson goes on to a 10.5 then to start us off then. TK is in the pits moment there, as New Potato then is cruising. What's happened to Potato? As I think that he is just he's just doing his usual bit of banter there, isn't he, of just really lulling me in, isn't he, which is basically what he does every week, and I still don't cotton on. Here comes the World Championship leader. It is Gamer at the moment. Gamer there, who's got 3 Grand Prix win to his name there in his career. It's fantastic, isn't it, Gamers? As we keep mentioning then, his form since Brazil of last season, he's a completely changed driver, isn't he? It's brilliant stuff indeed there, and once again he's thrown the gauntlet down there. He wasn't looking too quick, was he, in the first part of qualifying? But of course, I don't think he was looking too quick in Vietnam either. But he just absolutely stole one, didn't he? Well, I would say he stole one. He didn't steal one at all. It was an absolutely magnificent lap, wasn't it, in Vietnam, for a Gamer, of course. So he's got 3 pole positions so far this season. 1 pole position for FIFA Fifi. Great performance there for FIFA Fifi in qualifying last week. Can he get his 2nd pole position here tonight? Well, we're going to find out then. But of course, Gamer there would love to get his 4th pole position of the season then. But he's got a queue of cards, and it's a really stacking up behind. And then Steve goes 2nd faster. Steve, so far so good then. Touch wood, he's doing a good job at the moment, Steve is. Remember that I think he was taken out quite harshly in China 2 weeks ago, wasn't he, as the AI decided to crash him into something there, something relatively hard as well. Roscoe are on board with, goodness me, did you see the oversteer, the understeer on the exit of that corner? My word there. And Roscoe there is, I got to say, he's a fierce competitor, isn't he, and he's not concerned one iota there of if he's going to crash or not, is he, because my word there, I think lesser drivers there would have eased off the floor there. I certainly would have been slamming on the brake pedal, not Roscoe. He was just carrying on, wasn't he, keeping his toe firmly planted to the mat as well. Brilliant stuff indeed. Then Sir Sebastian was just saying then you'll get there at Diashi. It's not that much difference, and listen, at the moment, I must say then, of course, it's I think that Sir Sebastian's on about the no traction control. It's got to say it's a very difficult thing to master, isn't it? And here comes Roscoe coming across the line then to start his qualifying campaign for qualifying 2. Then we got Baz, who's gone up into 3rd position. Well, then that's not Baz. There is Baz. Then I got the 2 Red Bull cars, the one round. We were just looking at the Red Bull and not the AlphaTauri, which is now a fashion brand, isn't it? So they say anyway. So there's much on that left moment, and we've got Welsh Maldonado, who is coming down the back straight as well. Then in the Renault, then 2 TR zones around here on the start-finish straight, and of course down this short back straight as well. Yellow flags is fluttering for Baz, as there's a lovely Ferris wheel in the background as well. I thought this circuit was next to like a seaside or something like that, but I don't think it is. I really need to Google map this, to be fair, just to confirm, but I'm sure I don't think it is that, coming to think about it, because I've seen an image the other day and I can't see a beach anywhere. Anyway, as Maldonado comes across the line, and she goes faster, 3/10 of a second in front of Gamer, and that is on the same type of tyre as well. So this has been a rallying truly, and this is really a thrown a very much a curveball here tonight, hasn't it, Welsh Maldonado? I think that anyone who watched the bronze race last season, though, would not be surprised to see this, though, because Maldonado was absolutely fantastic last year. And for anyone who's watched last season's race and wondering where was Maldonado last season, she was racing under Renbo, but now she is under Welsh Maldonado as well. And of course, I think it's her hero, and there's a lot of other drivers' heroes as well. My hero is more of Taki Inoue, but of course that was probably before a lot of your time as well. But yes, one of my favourite drivers ever. I love Taki Inoue, who's great, and he's even great on the old Twitter sphere as well. Just rush him out of the final turn. Then he's out of deployment. He goes second fast, and he hates this place apparently. But my word, that the times are not showing it, are they? Great stuff indeed there from Mushroom, who is third in the driver's standings at this moment in time as well. He finished third last season, didn't he? And I was It's one of the early championship favourites, I think, in my opinion. Now, hopefully, I haven't put the kibosh on that for Sirius Mushroom. Then, but yeah, I think that he is definitely one driver that is surely going to be in the conversation. We just what Milan has said. You just got to yeet the car, Milan 2021. As Gordo has just come across the line, and he's fifth fast at the moment. I think yeet's a new is kind of like a new phrase, isn't it, for what the young cool guys say, kind of thing. I think Ben has said it as well once, and I didn't really know what it means then. So if someone could explain it to me, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Equals, let's get it mushing there. Good luck, Gordo, as well, and there's a Gordo there is also factoring as well. Nigel, who's 09.650. Then we also got I thought it was a 666 then. Hopefully it's not Mark of the Devil then, but my goodness me, he is frightfully quick around here tonight, isn't he, Nigel? But New Potato has gone quicker by less than a tenth of a second, half a tenth of a second. My word, then he is faster than the former bronze world champion. Could have and should have won this race last season. He did make a uncharacteristic mistake, didn't he, the former bronze world champion, and that really let Ghost in, but Ghost was railing him in anyway. But if it wasn't for that mistake from Potato, would he have still won that race? I think it would have been a lot, wouldn't have been as close then, but that's my opinion. On board Troy, then he's got 2 wins in a row now, Troy, hasn't he? Of course, then I think that when it's like waiting for a bus there, where you wait for your first win, and all of a sudden 2 come along at once. There, it's like Knowlesy waiting for a long time before his first win came, and now he's won 2 in on his return season. Fantastic stuff indeed. Then same with Troy. So Troy is really, I think last season there was a couple of times when he was more unlucky, wasn't he? Really, and now he has got 2 on the bounce. Very similar to Mika Hakkinen as well. There, when Hakkinen got his first win under his belt, then he was very difficult to stop, wasn't he? So I think he went on like a 4-race winning streak, didn't he? Or 3 race. So I think actually didn't Schumacher really put pay to that in Argentina, possibly. Troy coming out of the final turn, and he goes fast, and he is on the soft tyres, Troy is. So then he's gone against the grain, which that is a pun as well. Then of course we are expecting a lot of grain on these tyres as well. Here comes TK then out of turn 12 as well in the Alfa Romeo. This is the rookie, the super rookie. Goodness me, he's a sensation. TK is he's gone a bit wide then out of turn 13 and 14. Hang on, I got to itch my ear. Oh, that's better. I need to have my haircut. And TK goes fast. It's out a 9 flat there. Wow, impressive stuff indeed there from TK. And I've got to say, he's really going to ruffle the feathers of the normal drivers here. Then the full-time drivers. Goodness me, TK is only a reserve tonight, but my goodness me, he's doing a Marcus Winkelhock at the moment, isn't he? He's just stepped in the car, and he could potentially be leading his first race on his debut as well. Fantastic. Bradfield is just popped into 5th position at the moment. Then with 4 minutes to go in this qualifying session. FIFA Beefy is doing drive, not to set a time just yet. We have got Gordo coming back out on track as well. He is on those soft tyres, so is FIFA Beefy as well. I think that I'm wondering if a lot of the medium runs are going to have to be forced to soft then, because track position, I would say, is king around here. Yes, having fresh tyres and having a relevant strategy is quite important, but I would say track position, surely. But that is just me there. That is just from a ginger guy who doesn't really know much about anything apart from cars that goes fast, and it really gets his attention. Just watching FIFA Beefy, and as he is coming through to complete the first intermediate split time at the end of this very long right-hander. Yellow flag in front of us, but he shouldn't be too much of a problem next. It is Gordo, who has not crashed or done anything. He hasn't got mechanical failure. He's not got any issues there in the car, I don't think. He is just on the back straight and just getting ready to wind himself up. Do not worry about Troy either, ladies and gentlemen, or TK. They are all just in the pits there, chilling and putting their feet up and enjoying the show, I'm sure of it. It's a very nice position to be in. Unfortunately, I've never been able to enjoy qualifying whenever I do qualify, because usually I'm very much in the thick of things. More likely at the bottom of the thick of things, but I'm still trying to be there or relevant anyway. Here's FIFA Beefy then. He was very much relevant last week, wasn't he? And he's relevant again here tonight, and half a second away from Troy, but he is into qualifying free if the checker flag fluttered today. Sorry, right here, right now, but of course there was still 3 minutes ago in the session. Here's Gordo. He is on the soft tires as well, and he flings it through and into the second part of the sector as well. 2/10 second off in that curb. When you get on that curb there, it's very much there. It just wants to hug you, doesn't it? And it wants to just steal you off the circuit. Gordo very much keeping it on the track there. Good stuff then. And as Wilson saying, 7/10 slower in the Bradfield. That's when you know you've got it worse there. Oh dear. So I think Wilson there is really struggling at the moment. Then, and there is us from Summer maybe surmising that he might be sandbagging. Of course, so Wilson there is struggling at the moment. But of course, you do have more favourable tracks, don't you? And I think that this one. I think all the drivers do love to race, do love to drive on it, but I'm not sure if they enjoy racing on it, because it's a confidence circuit, this is, isn't it, really? And if you're confident in the car, you're going to go very quick indeed. Then Gordo's just gone into third fastest, good stuff indeed. Then we just seen Welsh Maldonado then just pop her nose out of the pits, and she is now coming out on track as well. Currently in 8th fastest, Maldonado is good stuff indeed. And here's Serious Russian then as he's getting the support from Equals, and he was trying to keep it on the track. He's not fast at the moment, and he is in that danger zone, which is, of course, a dropout zone as well. We're aiming to lose 5 cars in this qualifying session, which is 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, and 15th position as well. As gosh, there, my hair is getting all out of place again, and goodness me, I look like Johnny Bravo at the moment, but it's not blonde, it's kind of more of orangey, really, isn't it? Strawberry blonde, Moroccan sunset, all those kind of colours there. Well, at the moment it's actually quite dark. It looks dark brown rather than anything else then, but there you go. But that's because I don't go out in the sunlight much anymore, mainly because of lockdown, but also because I'm ginger and I don't like getting sunburnt, albeit it is very cold out there today. Goodness me, I had to put my old woolly hat on. Serious Mushroom out of the final turn then. Let's see what he can do. He goes full fastest, 3/10 a second behind Gordo. Is that going to be safe? I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about a lot of things though, so yes, do not quote me there. Baz out on circle as well. I think Baz is coming through the final part of the course. He is indeed then. I love that shot then. It's absolutely fantastic. And Baz goes full fastest. Gordo's retired from the session. I think he is in the pit, so he is in the pit. So Baz has gone full fed. Serious Mushroom might have to go again, I feel, with half a minute to go. Then perhaps Welsh Maldonado's invalidated time. Do not worry about that though, Maldonado fans. She is only doing her owl at the moment. Nigel resting the car, coming out of turn 12. There he is, car 46 said. He is in unique helmet colours tonight, isn't he? The former ALR world champion. Out of turn 14 as well. He's on the loud pedal, and he comes through the brilliant banked turn 14 as well. He's out of deployment then, so he's got to just see what he can do. What does the time say? It's a 09277. Oh, Serious Rusher is off the circuit. Oh, goodness me, then, and he's down. He's in 6th position at the moment now, but those yellow flags, is that going to cost anyone? He has done a very good job there of not collecting anyone, so good stuff indeed there from Serious motion now, absolutely great stuff, Ben. As he comes across the line, Curly goes, and he goes 8 fast at the moment. Now, New Potato is going to be staring them down the barrel, I think, because he's off, and that's Baz who's on the ground as well. Gamers up in his second position, fantastic for the championship leader. And Wilson is spun as well, goodness me, there's cars spinning all over the show. Wilson is spun the wrong way, then he's out of qualifying, I feel. Here comes Steve as well, out of turn 14. Steve is also in the drop zone as well. Can he get through? He has got through. He has pushed the bronze world champion out of qualifying. Oh dear. Bradfield then, as he's through, he is through, and he's pushed his teammate on. Bradfield's also the quickest, and Welsh Maldonado, wow, that's a shock. That's a shock to the system. Welsh Maldonado is out of qualifying. Roscoe's improved to 13th position there, and he's out on row 7 then, but Welsh Maldonado is out of qualifying. Wilson also out of qualifying as well. There are some big names here that is unfortunately had to sit out, get their deck chair out, and view for the final part of qualifying. That here are the names then. Wilson, who of course a podium sitter. Welsh Maldonado was fantastic here last season. Roscoe 13th, the bronze world champion. New Potato 12. Curly Red, a great start to the season, but he's down in 11th position. Well, now Wilson has got, oh goodness me, he's thrown the debris right into the path of the Ferrari team. But Bradfield there, he's got some genuine pace around here in the second McLaren. He has got through at the expense of his teammate, though, Curly Red. Look at all the sand and gravel on the track. Then, of course, it's an old-school track field, isn't it? There's a lot of gravel around here, which I absolutely love, Fed. I'm not sure if the drivers do, but it is Bradfield who is through into qualifying number 3. Good stuff indeed. Roscoe getting up into 13th in the end. He was less than a tenth of a second away from getting into qualifying 3 for the first time this season, but 13th. And I think I think he's going to be very happy with that performance there from the Williams driver. He got saying it's going to be close there. Gordo said absolutely delighted with that lap. Serious much, Gordo, you messed me up so bad. But Serious Rush now, luckily no harm, no foul, because they are both through into qualifying 3 as well. Let's just remind ourselves who is unfortunately out of qualifying. Wilson there down in 15th position. Welsh Maldonado in 14th, 13th for Roscoe. Potato in 12th, and Curly in 11th position as well. Goodness me, there are some huge names then that have been knocked out of this second part of qualifying then, so there has been some tears here in Zandvoort tonight, hasn't it, for those 5 drivers as we are getting ready for qualifying 3. And look at all those tyres, and they're all on the soft compound tyres as we get ready for qualifying 3 coming up in just a jiffy as well. So we're now getting ready into qualifying 3. So especially now just saying it is very hard though to get, isn't it? So yes, I think that it's such a difficult track, isn't it, to when you have issues with traffic and all that kind of jazz. We got Wilson saying no tracks need to do something different now. Let's just say it didn't work then. So Diash saying let's all practice together. So like I say at the beginning, we had a lot of practice sessions, didn't we? Curly was raging the practice session, goodness me, almost every minute of the day then. I could hardly keep up. As we're just watching TK making his debut tonight in ALR. And my goodness me, he has been absolutely fantastic, hasn't he, TK? This is one of the most impressive debuts I ever remember in a couple of weeks. Fantastic stuff indeed there from TK. Remember, this only started the season as well, but my word there. Really impressive to say the least there from TK, as he is just now on his outlaw from and we've got the Renault of Troy. Only one Renault in this qualifying 3. We've also got Gordo out as well in the Haas. Of course, Gordo is very much a specialist in qualifying. Can he get some more points on the board now? He has 9 points though so far this season, so it isn't too shabby. Unfortunately, his teammate F1 2019 has had some technical gremlins there, which is a shame there for F1 2019, because I think he would like to have got back in the points after his second DNF of the season out. So a bit unfortunate there for F1 2019. Just watching then at TK then, is he is now getting the car primed and ready to go. And let's go as well. Dan Murphy, a lovely sentiment there, is just trying to get the silver guys then a bit of complimentary stuff there from Dan. Absolutely lovely stuff indeed. Then they, of course, I think everyone in this field has got talent there, and we can underline it with the grid as well. I mean, the drivers that have been knocked out of qualifying 2 there, all of them have been on the podium, or have All of them have been on the podium or scored regular points in ALR in some form or another, wherever that was. Roscoe in gold there, and of course Roscoe helped Williams to their first Constructors World Championship in Season 3, remember. We also had Welsh Maldonado there. She's been on the podium earlier on the season. So is Curly Red as well, and remember that those two were very much regular point scorers last season as well. So you cannot forget those two. Remember, New Potato was the first ever world champion of bronze. Fantastic stuff indeed then. And Wilson then, of course, was class of the field last season in terms of the positions he made from qualifying. Qualifying, maybe not Wilson's strongest forte, but my goodness me, he showed the last week that I was completely wrong about that. But last season as well, though, the lack of penalties really elevated him up the positions as well. Remember in France as well, I think he jumped up to second, didn't he? Absolutely magnificent performance there from Wilson as well, and of course that is just from Q2 then. We'll talk about Q1 in just a minute then, because TK goes across the line and an 8.940, and that's quite a good start. Way to start this qualified session off, but goodness me, less than 200 to a second in front is Troy, eh? Wow, this is quick. What a way to start off his qualified session. What about Steve? Steve so far has had a very clean qualified session, and this is what this man can do then when he hasn't got any issues, whether it's technical or electrical in the car, and he goes third fast at the moment. Gordo has just gone into fourth in the Haas car. Lovely stuff indeed. What about Game of the World champion? Here's a championship rival is currently the cream of the crop at the moment there. Can Gamer there sneak up into pole position, and he is third fast at the moment, and he's in the 9 set. He's got a bit of work to do, Gamer has, if he wants to get on par. FIFA Beefy has just got up into 7th fast set. I think Bradfield just moved up into 5th as well. Bradfield once again shown he's got some speed in that McLaren, hasn't he? Fantastic. Well, on Nigel comes across the line. He is starting his lap now. Serious Mushroom and Bass haven't come out of the pits just yet, have they? And just on board now then with Nigel, as he is now threading it through intermediate 1 then. Remember, I think I said this in that last night's race as well. It's very unusual, this circle, isn't it? We've got a Williams there who's... No, it's okay. I thought the Williams is in the wrong position now. Just ignore me. I'm just speaking absolute boulder dash. Going back to the circuit itself, it's a very unusual track, this, isn't it? It's usually intermediate 2, which is the longer of the sections, but intermediate 1, goodness me, it is literally almost half the circuit. Intermediate 1 is a very important part of the circuit, isn't it? On board with Nigel there as well, of course, as he is now breaking down. Look at that then, less than just over the 100-meter board. Fantastic. The brake horsepower on these cars is magnificent, isn't it? Nigel accelerating out of turn 12 as well. Look at 13 and 14. I think we had a big smash with Camera Racer, didn't we, in bronze last season there. Luckily he didn't tip over there, but it was an almighty smash. I think it caused a safety car. Nigel then rides on the mountain. I didn't even hear the beat for the DRS. Fantastic. And Nigel goes third fast. He's on the second row of the grid. This is a good performance. A really very ideal return to form as well. Serious Mushroom is still in the pits at the moment. Then there's Troy coming out. I think that Troy was just coming in the pits perhaps. No, he isn't. He is coming out of the pits as well. There he is as well. Look how tight the how tight turn was his, and especially getting out of the pits there, goodness gracious me. And just on board with Baz, and as he is just navigating himself through. Oh goodness, we got on the power a bit too much there, and we'll start to half spin at the rear, at the back end of the car, but he floats through the first sector. Oh, I love the first sector. It's absolutely magnificent. I ain't even driving the cars, and I've got adrenaline rush there from ear to ear, from the bottom of the pit of my stomach right there to my brain section. I think, I don't know. I don't really know much about the human body, because the amount of rubbish I put in there is, oh goodness me. So anyway, do not, I am definitely someone that you do not want to be associated with when it comes to food and stuff like that. It's a Baza coming down into 12 as well, not to get hooked in the corner, not in the middle, the inner part of the curb too much there, is the Baz. I think that there's a bit of a scrappy lap there from Baz, if he doesn't mind me saying so. Nigel, I think, is third fast at the moment. I thought he was going for another run there. I was getting him confused with the other Ferrari. And so it's Troy who leads that. He hasn't been on pole position yet this season, but he's leading at the moment now. It is second at the moment. There is a TK. Fantastic debut there from TK. Magnificent performance, isn't it? And we got Nigel in third position. We haven't seen Nigel far up in the grid since season 3. Brilliant stuff to see him back on at par. We have got a Gamer in fourth position, the championship leader. He is in, so he's on the second run of money. Steve in 5th position now. Let's see what Steve can do without having the handicap of having to come through the field. Bradfield in 6th position now. Gordo is 7th, and with FIFO BF8. Baz is in 9th position now, as he is running out of fuel. Baz is, and I think he's come back into the pits there. And Serious Mush now has emerged out of the pit lane, and I think he's only got one set of soft tyres, which is why he's out quite late. And of course, if you get to qualifying 3, you have an extra set of soft tyres, of course. So some drivers will have 2 sets, which Troye has a second set of tyres by the looks then, and he is very quick at the moment. Then less than 5 minutes to go, then I reckon he could get 3 runs in here. It's quite a short circuit around here, isn't it? So if Troy could get a move on, he might be able to have a third by the cherry as well. Not everyone's going to have the third by the cherry, are they? Because there's a lot of drivers in the pits, and Troy improves. He's at 8.774. He's lowered the bar. If it's a limbo game, I would have broke my back by now. Fantastic there from Troy. 2/10 of a second in front of TK at the moment with Magnificent. Serious Motion there floating over turn 8. Brilliant stuff indeed. I think it's turn 8. I'll get lost around this part of the circuit as well. Lovely with this sunshine as well, as it's really starting to bake the tarmac, isn't it? On board then with the man who's for in the World Championship at the moment, which is Serious Mushroom there. Usually an avid commentator in the channel. Fantastic to have his expertise in the old commentary. Great stuff indeed. Helps me get through gold, and is unscathed as I could possibly be. But now then, let's see if we can get through this lap unscathed as well. So Serious Mushroom out of the final turn as well. Look at that banked final turn. DRS on the money. He's over, so, and he goes 7th fast as Serious Motion does there. He is on the 4th row of the grid. Has he got enough full fuel for one more go? Troy looks like he hasn't, but he has motored back to the pits. So Troy has got 3.5 minutes. I'm wondering, is it going to be enough time for upset? As yellow flag said in the on the pitch right there, which is a bit worrying. Serious Rush then, is he going for another by the chair as well? I think he might be actually. Let's take a look then. His first time and beam is coming up at the exit of this corner as well. Let's see what he's doing then. He didn't look at listen fast. He's 6/10 of a second down. He wasn't using all the track, was he? So you could tell this was more of an in-lap here from Serious Mushroom. His fuel light is flashing as well, unfortunately, so I think this might be done for Serious Mushroom in qualifying at the moment. And 7 fastest then for the Williams driver. So here comes TK now. And goodness me, this man has absolutely impressed me, hasn't it? I've been really singing his praises right from the get-go in this qualifying session now. Of course, it was such an action-packed opening stage of qualifying. Then we had Ayrton, who was blocking the pit lane. We had Smithy, who damaged the car when he accelerated too hard out of turn 12. It was all action, wasn't it, in the first part of qualifying? Didn't even get to introduce this man, but here he is, TK. He's introduced himself, hasn't he? And he has really come on in a blaze of glory so far in silver. Magnificent, isn't it? The reserve driver TK, brilliant stuff indeed. He was quite and he was also quite keen to get driving as well, which is very nice to see. And looks at this, and he's really shown that he has some speed as well in this Alfa Romeo car. Second intermediate split time 86/100 of a second up there. That is not enough to displace Troy at the moment. Troy is still in the pits. I don't think he's coming out then, but having said that, there is still enough time to come in and do an outlap and get a quick lap in then. Out of the final corner for TK as well. Is this going to be enough? When we're on board then, it needs to be an almighty final sector. It's not enough. He lowers the bar slightly, but he's still 2/10 of a second down. And Ferrari is coming out of the pits, and I think that is FIFA Beefy, who's currently in at 9th position at the moment. Nigel's just winding himself up then for another time run. And Troy currently on pole position at the moment. Then he has now got a big target though, hasn't he, on the back of that Renault, which is of course Nigel, Gamer, Steve, Bradfield, Gordo, FIFA and Baz are all aiming for it as well. TK has done his qualifying session today, and he is currently on the front row of the grid in his debut for the Alfa Romeo team. Fantastic there. And he's even out qualified the great new potato as well, the first ever bronze world champion, and that's a big statement of intent there from TK. Magnificent. Nigel then accelerating now turn 5 as well. First intermediate split time is quite a long way all around this lap, isn't it? So we don't get to see the gauge of this lap, but the first sector there is really important, isn't it? First sector time is coming up 4900 a second up then. He might dip into the 08 set, but that's not enough for pole position just yet. Troy is back out on the track as well to defend this pole position, and this will be his first pole position of the season. Will it be his first pole position of his career as well? It will be indeed. I think he got pole position actually here in in bronze, if I'm not very much mistaken. 3100 second up, Nigel's in the second sector. TK is retired from the session, but what a magnificent performance, and he is second on the grid at the moment. Nigel then out of 13, out of 4. He's invalidated his time, Nigel has said. He's got 10 seconds to go to get across the line. He might be able to fit one more lap in, but has he got enough, has got enough fuel then? Oh, goodness me, Nigel has also improved as well. That's a bitter blow for Nigel. Gamer's found 4/10 of a second. He's in the ballpark of pole position. Is it going to be enough? We're holding our breath, is it? It is pole position there for Gamer. Magnificent time. Right in the end there. What a magnificent time. That second sector. 4/10 a second up. Magnificent. Baz is also on a cracker of a lap as well. He goes 6 fast. He's on the third rail of the grid. Good stuff indeed there from Baz. Here comes Bradfield. He's found an abundance amount of time. Then the track is really rubbering up. But I think it's the drivers that are rubbering up. They've gone full fast as Bradfield. That's magnificent. See how the final turn as well. He's a 10th a second up as well. That should get him in front of Nigel. Maybe in front of Bradfield as well. Even better, gets him into third. Magnificent there. What about FIFA Beefy? Pole sitter last week. This today's only 9th fastest, unfortunately, for FIFA Beefy, but he is in the top 10 in the Ferrari. Gordo out of turn 14 and hugging the inside, and he's on the 4th row of the grid. Magnificent performance indeed. Troy then is out to the finish position. He's back on pole position there. Oh, right in the very end then, and he's got pole position back. Nigel's come back in the pits, and Troy had 3 runs and he needed that final run. Some performance there, and that is a pole position there from Troy by the slenderest of margins there, less than half a tenth of a second. Magnificent. Troy's first pole position of his career in a silver. Absolutely magnificent stuff indeed there for Troy. That is his first pole position of his career, and it is going to be absolutely ecstatic, isn't he, Troy? As he's really starting to come on song in this silver campaign. Yes, we're only on round 5 here, it's the early stages still, but wow, he's blown me off my chair. Absolutely magnificent performance there from Troy. I think he got pole position in bronze, as I mentioned that, but he's got his first pole position in silver tonight. Magnificent stuff indeed. Then TK was saying it had a bit of a pull in last final sector there. Gamer asked, how many tyres did Troy have low? I think that Troy actually saved a set of tyres because he had 3 runs in qualifying in the end then, and it was just enough there. 5,700 a second between Troy and Gamer as well. These two have really been the benchmark, haven't they, in terms of silver so far this season. Magnificent. Steve there, he's got a qualifying performance there without any issues, and look where he's got himself in third, and on the second row of the grid then. TK there was unhappy with his final sector on his last lap. Otherwise he would have been a bit further up as well, and I think it was the first 2 sectors was very much good, but the last sector he didn't gain nearly enough time, did he, as we get going for the race here in the Dutch Grand Prix. Right then, well, hopefully we won't have a delay like last night there, as I just quickly get me headpiece adjusted then, and we'll be get going in just a jiffy then. So 19 cars then around Zandvoort as well. This is going to be a tough one. If you crash, you're going to go off in a big way here as well, so expect safety cars, expect virtual safety cars, expect different strategies, expect anything that's going to happen here tonight. I do not expect any rain, and look at the sky, it's absolutely beautiful, and Bono would be delighted as well, and I mean that Bono from U2, not Bono from Lewis Hamilton's at pit garage as well, but he'd also be happy as Hamilton's been confirmed as he'll be joining for a only 1 season, additional season in Mercedes as well. So an interesting food for thought, isn't that, going forward? And so it has, as much as we'd expect Hamilton to sign it, but I think it's really raised a lot of questions going forward then for next season perhaps as well. But goodness me, we haven't even thought about this season yet then. So yep, we've got to hold on to our horses for that one. That is the real world of fun one, which we absolutely love, don't we? But let's talk about here and now in the race as well. 36 laps around here as we are now on the formation lap as well. Those are the tyre selection as well. Artie Wee has been disqualified right from the get-go. And I don't even know how he's been disqualified there, because he hasn't even gone yet, has he? Oh, goodness me. So, yeah, not sure how Artie Wee has been disqualified there, but hopefully he doesn't have an appalling start like that in the race then. Otherwise, he's going to be very much on the back foot. So on pole position for the first time in his career is Troy. Magnificent performance as well. The top 10 are all on the soft tyres. Gamer is alongside him on row 1. The two championship protagonists line up side by side. Steve is in third position. That's his best qualifying performance of the season as well. And that's what we could do with an uninterrupted session there. Fourth position is the debutant TK. Fantastic performance there from him. Very much on song right from the get-go in fourth. Bradfield is in fifth position in the McLaren. Nigel in sixth. Great to see him back at the sharp end. Gordo in seventh position there with Bass in eighth position. Ninth for Serious Mushroom and FIFA Beefy. Pole last week here today in 10th position. That's how close the grid is here in Silver this season. Magnificent. Curly and the first driver outside the top 10 can choose whatever tyre he wants to start on, and he is on the medium tyres. New Potato is on the hard tyres in 12th position. So this is going to be a very interesting strategic call. Remember, fire shot last night on the hard tyres. Had a magnificent race there. Just came and rattled towards the end. Roscoe, the only driver outside the top 10 to start on the soft tyres. Interesting there from Roscoe. 14th is Welshman Nada, the second driver to be on the hard tyre. Wilson in at 15th position there. 16th is Diashi in the medium tyres. Smithy Almighty in 17th on the medium tyres. Artie Wee wasn't even allowed to get off the grid there in 18th position. He's on the medium as well. Ayrton in 19th position as well. Of course, Ayrton at the back of the field then after getting disqualified for being a naughty boy in qualifying then. 19 cars then. And as we get ready to get going as well, Sloth is saying hard drivers will be strong then. And Sloth means the tyre compounds, and I don't think he means in terms of their stature. Right then, as we are now getting ready to start then at the Grand Prix. Here we go then. I gotta say, I love this circuit. It's one of my favourite on the calendar as well. Gordo's saying, here we go then. He can hardly contain his excitement. Can he? Same with me, Gordo. As Ayrton lines up 19th on the grid then. 19 cars, and we're waiting for those 5 magical red lights to come on then and illuminate, and when they go out we'll be racing here in Zandvoort, and here we go then, hit Zandvoort, it's lights out and we are go. No yet, because the lights have gone out then, but it's a bit of a delayed on my screen then, so as we are going to be going in just a few moments. The revs are up and we are racing in Zandvoort, and away we go, and it is Troy who's got a good lead, has got a good start, and Nigel's had a fantastic start. He's moved up a competition, and Troy has kept his lead then as we go into turn 1 then. It looks very calm now, doesn't it? Oh goodness me, it's not anymore, is it? See in 3rd position, TK in 4th position as well. We got Nigel up in the 5th position, Gordon 6th, Bradfield's dropped down the order. He's like, oh goodness me, Bradfield and Serious Mushroom cut the blows on Bars there. It's really there's a Rowdy Wee who's got off in the background. Oh my word, there is getting very feisty in the middle part of the course here. And oh goodness gracious me, the McLaren's there and not tripping over each other in the middle part of this lap. And who is that? And that's Wilson there, who's up 4 positions. My word, that's a great start from the Red Bull driver. Serious Mushroom's dropped down 3 positions. Potatoes on the pole and start. That Ferrari's getting very squirrely then. Yellow flags as the racing point of Hardy Wee is having a nightmare race at the moment at the back of the field then. We're now we only finished the first lap. One exciting start here in the Zandvoort then. As they are just coming at the end of the back straight as well. Look at these cars, and goodness me then, and that we ain't got much of a field spread around here. I do not think that. Going through then to complete lap 1 is 1.3 seconds. Troy has had a magnificent start there. He's already out of DRS range. That's absolutely fantastic. As we got a car in the pits. Who's that? That's Roscoe in the pits. No, that is Serious Mushroom. I apologise in the pits. And Gordo is trying to go on the outside of Nigel. And Nigel there is not going to be better to let through. Goodness me, it's wheel to wheel. But it's going to be Ferrari against Haas. And Gordo stayed on the inside. He's got the inside. Give him a nudge there into turn 5. He has the high ground. He has 5th position. Magnificent. It's Nigel. Nigel's going to have to lean back into to 6th position at the moment. And Roscoe dropping down the order. Roscoe's had issues at turn 5, and yes, he has. He's damaged the car, and Racing Pointer just getting Artie nose cone going as he's in the pits, and Serious Mushroom cut out of the pits. Well, a terrible start for the Williams team then. Second and after the gap in the moment, and TK in 4th position at the moment. So now then, hopefully we'll start to calm down a bit. Gordo on a great start and up 2 positions then. Up 4 positions is Wilson, magnificent, but Ayrton up 5 positions there. He is the biggest mover, the biggest loser. Unfortunately, it's Serious Mushroom now. He was all at sea, and I think the reason why he's all at sea is because he damaged his front nose cone, didn't he? And that's why he's dropped back ever so slightly, hasn't he? So coming for the complete lap 3, then DRS will now be available at the end of this lap then. But Troy and Gamer are not going to be too concerned by that, because they're absolutely flying out there at the moment, aren't they? Troy is already a second in front, and that's absolutely Sebastian Vettel's performance there. Just really launching off there and getting a 2-second gap, and now he's just going to hold it there, Troy is. But can he hold it there? Because it's easier said than done, isn't it? Around here as well, into the pits comes Roscoe. So Roscoe in the pits as well. TK is now very much all over the gearbox to steer as well. As here is the David Ton. My word, there, his first ALR race. He is really ruffling the feathers, isn't he? Of the top drivers as well. So Roscoe's in the pits run. He's gone the hard tires now, then, so he's going to go for a longest stint as well. Remember what Sloth said then, the hard runners are going to have a big advance as well. And of course the highest of the hard runners so far is Welsh Maldonado in 12th position. See how that strategy pans out later on this race as well. So the gap is 1.7. Oh my word, Troy just took off like a scolded cat, hasn't he? He's just flowed away. Magnificent performance there, but I wonder if Gamer there is just kind of sitting back slightly and just nursing his tires a bit. And of course an extra lap on the tires then could be quite crucial in this race. And of course strategies is going to be very much up in the air. Then we might have soft to hard, we might have medium to hard. Then there's going to be a lot of different strategy calls up and down the field. Then Nigel would like to get past Gordo as quickly as possible. He lost that position a lap or two ago. We're on board now. Potatoes just got past Ayrton going down into turn 1 then, as Potatoes is back up into 14th position. Then Nigel then is trying to go more from the acute angle there into turn 5 then, but that was no dice there. Gordo had the high ground. He was not going to let Nigel go through that easily, was he? And on board again once again now with Nigel. He's going slightly wide there. So we've got all 19 cars in the field now. We've had early pit stops from Cirrus Mushroom and from Roscoe as well. Both Williams has had a bit of a nightmare start to this race, and RDW has also been in the pits. He's on the soft tires. RDW Nigel is almost pushing Gordo out of turn number 10 there. My word, then DRS is now available, and I think that this is going to get very feisty indeed. TK is all over the back of Steve as well. Baz has also joined the party, as well as Bradfield and the second McLaren of Curly. Curly is the highest runner on the medium compound tires. There he is in the back race in the flash of orange. Curly is going to get it's going to be very much in the mix then. On board once again with Nigel as well. Look at this then. We haven't even got to DRS then, but he's using 4 beans on the earth then. Now he's using the DRS. Well, look, all the slipstreaming going on. There's a bit of weaving as they're trying to break the slipstream, but Nigel up into 5th position, and that looked quite cool there from the Nigel's. I thought he was going to get on the accelerating pedal a bit too heavy there, as the back end was swirling, but that's all. That was no major problem with that then. Gordo up into Nigel up into 6th position, and Gordo dropping down into 6th then. But look at this, he's all over the back of Nigel. I don't think there's usually any room going into here, is there? I usually hold my breath when they overtake, and there. It didn't go very well last night, did it? So I'm not sure if any drivers is going to be trying doing that tonight then, but of course these are racing drivers, aren't they? They're going to try as hard as they can. In the background there's Baz and Bradfield as well. Bradfield has great qualifying performance. Unfortunately, he's come slightly undone at this stage of proceedings there. Had a bit of a difficult start to this race, and has dropped down into 8th position at the moment. He's a 9/10 of a second in front of his teammate Curly. In the battle at the front then, as Troy is now almost 2 seconds in front of Gatemood's, almost 1.5 seconds in front of Steve. But TK, I think is getting held up by Steve at the moment now. So I think that this early stage of proceedings there, but Steve has got a great launch off the final turn, hasn't he? And he is keeping TK in bay at the moment, but TK's having a look then going into turn 1, but it's just not long enough for straight, is it? Same with Baz as well, having the same problem at the moment. You need an incredible run out of turn 14, don't you? And I think that's exactly what Wilson's done on the inside of FIFA on the soft tires, Wilson on the medium tires. They're almost locking Wilson, and Wilson now up into 10th position, is he? Because FIFA BP sells the inside 3-second penalty for Roscoe. Accelerates away as Diassi up until, oh goodness me, he's getting a squeeze. This is going to get very feisty indeed. That banging wheels take over front. Look at this in the background as well. There's also an Alfa Romeo. Wilson's up the inside. He has done a magnificent performance there from Wilson, and I think we also seen Diassi and New Potato also very close to each other as well. Magnificent racing there from FIFA and Wilson, and I've got to say, drivers like me would have. FIFA's did FIFA let Welshman on the through there? I'm not sure. But unless I think he got, I was looking down to be honest, so I looked back up there. But FIFA there, and I think he might have had a bit of issues there, but it looked like he was, I think it looked like he was ferrying off the throttle there slightly. Yellow flag said is one of the Williamses in the background. It's having some major gremlins there, isn't it? And I think it's Roscoe having a nightmare race at this stage of proceedings so far. On board then with FIFA. He's lost 2 positions on this lap. The no soft tires are having the mare, and he's now coming into the pits, and so yes, there is problems, and that's too quick. He's in the pits. He's had a 5-second penalty as well for the Ferrari. Oh dear. And FIFA is out of the race then. And oh dear. So he's out of the race then. FIFA Beefy then. That is a shame then, isn't he? I think that might have been frustration there from FIFA Beefy. Yellow flag in turn 1 then. That is the Ferrari driver. What a shame there from FIFA Beefy. I wonder if the tyres then just kind of give up there. Smithy having some issues at turn 1 as well, and the Mercedes, yeah, just trying to recover then. So I'm not sure I'm with FIFA Beef then. I'm wondering if there must have been some damage on the car, wasn't it, that we didn't see, or was it the tyres that just fell off a cliff? Whatever it was, and the Ferrari driver is out of this race then, and that is a big shame indeed. Baz is off the circuit. Oh no, and Bazu is he's hit the bar as well as he damaged the end plate. I cannot see an end plate on the left hand side of that AlphaTauri. And Baz has dropped all the way down into 14th position as the soft tyres then have gone as far as they can go. Oh no, some of these drivers have FIFA Beefy unfortunately had some issues. Look, the gap is 2.5 seconds now. Magnificent opening stint then from Troy. Fantastic, isn't it? Oh my word then. So Baz is going to be in the pits as well, I think, at the end of this lap. And that's a shame now for Baz, isn't it? On board then with Bradfield as well. Gordo there is using a lot of track, outside track there, and he's really put himself in a lot of danger now. As both McLarens are now in line of as well. Remember that these two drivers are on different strategies at the moment. Bradfield's on the soft compound tyres, whilst Curly is on the medium tyre then. So I wonder if there's going to be a bit of team play in this event then as well. Of course, it's very difficult to get team play because drivers do not like to be told what to do they? And rightfully so, as of course they are well-oiled race-winning machines. They do not want to be told to get out of the way, especially their competitor. You are judged on your teammate, and I don't think Bradfield would like to get out of the way. Doesn't really want to help his teammate as much as Curly Red is a very nice gentleman. Of course, Bradfield would definitely very much like to have a good race himself as well. But both McLarens are lying on stern then. Nigel's got a 3-second penalty, and so is Gordo as well, coming out of turn 13 as well. That's if you just drift the car slightly too wide, then that really hurts you, and that's why you get the penalty. Well, TK is still stuck behind Steve at the moment there. So Curly there is having a look there, and look at this, Bradfield on the inside of Gordo, and look at this, but Gordo, oh no, Bradfield's in the wall then, and oh dear, I think he must have clipped the inside curve then, and that has helped Curly, but that's not what the McLaren team want, is it? And look at that, he's damaged the car, he's going to come to the pits, which is slightly earlier than what the soft tyres would want at this stage of proceedings, so that is disappointing there from Bradfield, and what a shame indeed. Diashi is 3 seconds. It's only 3 seconds a second back. We're on board Diashi, and of course, unfortunately, had a bit of a difficult qualifying performance. But in this race, trim at the moment, and he's doing a good job in 12th position now. Diashi is keeping his nose cone clean, and he's in 12th position, good 17th there. Roche Maldonado is really putting the squeeze on at Wilson at the moment. Then in the battle for 9th and 10th position there, Wilson having an absolutely electric start, and he's in 9th position at the moment. Remember, he qualified 15th on the grid. Magnificent performance there from the Red Bull driver. It's getting very dull overhead. Remember how dark it got in the race last night as well, and I remember that we had as Curly's got past, he's passed Gordo and moved up into 6th position there. Gordo dropping down into 7th there, and that is crucial at this stage of season. The safest virtual safety car, Roscoe's got off in a big way at turn number 5, I think it is. Who's going to come in the pits? And we got to the soft runners in the pits, and this is a good opportunity there for Bradfield. Also, we have got the soft runners in the pits, but Wilson's in the pits as well. Hard tyres for the Red Bull mechanics, and we're just watching Bradfield. Wilson there changing onto the white stripe hard tyres, and he's coming back out as well. Bradfield there changes on the nose cone then as he had damage on the first corner the last lap as well. Roscoe out of the race, left the session now. That's such a shame for Roscoe, isn't it? And oh goodness me, so just watching that TK then, he's just lapped. I think RDW, I think that is then in between himself and Nigel then. So RDW they're getting lapped quite early on. Then how many they've got as Curly? Oh no, Curly's got a drive-through penalty for speeding on the virtual safety car. You have to be very cautious, don't you, when you start to accelerate back up? Otherwise, there's an instant drive-through penalty. And Curly, who was looking very promising at this stage of proceedings, means that he was on the medium tyres. He would have taken the lead then, but drive through penalty, and he must serve it within 3 laps. Otherwise, he will be disqualified. That is a major blow for Curly. Remember, he started off Australia so well, and but unfortunately, the season hasn't progressed as well as he would like. I don't expect that. But now, I feel that has handed Welsh Maldonado quite an advantage at this stage, because she is now the highest of the runners on the alternative strategy. She is on the hard tyres, along with New Potato, and Diashi is also in there as well. Curly Red is serving his drive-through penalty straight from the get-go. What a shame there from Curly. And he should be in front of Gordo, as Gordo is Gordo there, who just came to pits on the last lap there to change those tyres. And just on board of Vest at the moment, he's 2.5 seconds behind Diash at the moment, and who's still putting the squeeze on New Potato, but New Potato there has got his interests and sights very much set on Maldonado at the moment in the battle for 6th and 7th, and just rejoin the battle between TK and Steve at the moment. TK still hasn't been able to get past Steve just yet. Look in the foreground there, that was 1.5 seconds in front was Gamer at the moment, and as Gamer looks like he hasn't been able to keep up with Troy at the moment. Troy is on magnificent run of form, isn't he? He's won the last 2 races in Vietnam and China, and here tonight, and he's really started this race off absolutely magnificently. TK there almost getting caught out there by Steve there, just not going off turn 12 there as quickly as he would like. And look at how dark those clouds have got. Steve is in the pits then, and TK is staying out then, so TK is going to be hard well out, but remember, Steve is going to have the undercut advantage as he's in the pits as well. Lovely shot here as well. What tires is he on? He's on the hard tires, Steve is, and as he comes out of the pits as well. Where is he going to come out then? And just on board with the Ash says, so Steve is just coming out of the pits. Well, he should be he's going to be behind Ayrton, but in front of Curly, I think, and that's how much time Curly has lost then. And there he is, and so Steve just coming out on track as well. Curly down in 10th position, and what a shame now for Curly. And the gaps at the front end is now almost 4 seconds, and it's TK. Let's see if we can get onto the back of Gamer now. So TK has been released, and Nigel is 2 seconds back at the moment. Welsh Maldonado is 6 seconds away from Nigel, but she is on the harder tyre. That's two steps difference than what Nigel's on then. So she is going to be a major player later on this race, as is New Potato as well. I feel that Diashi is also going to be quite a major player and potentially could get racing points, first points of the season. Ayrton, a great recovery drive in 8th position at the moment. Also on the hard tyres, C in 9th position, and Curly in 10th position after that drive-through penalty. So C is the highest of the runners and to pit so far. He is going to, he's had a very good start. Oh no! And Troy, it was all going well for Troy, but he's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. The man who's absolutely had this race in the palm of his hand after the opening stage of this race has got a 5-second penalty. He'll either have to take it when he next comes in the pit set, or he's going to have to take it, or he's going to add it on to the end of his race time as well. But that is a major blow there for the race leader, or the former race leader. Gamer retakes the lead then, or takes the lead, I should say, for the first time of the Dutch Grand Prix. But he does have the advantage there. Out of the pits there comes TK, and look at that, he's snaking around the rear end, and those hard tyres was not happy with that Alfa Romeo there, goodness me. TK then again a bit over the Oda swapper on there, wasn't he? Goodness gracious me. That's this intriguing battle here then between Welsh Maldonado and New Potato, and I'm wondering if these two are just trying to push each other along at the moment, and they are not really going into too much combat at this stage of proceedings, and because they know that there's a long good race, and a long good race this one is, and they feel then that this is the best way to run the race. I remember Paul di Resta, he was very good on the tires, very good on the strategy as well. Remember Singapore 2012, I think it was, or 13, had a magnificent performance there, didn't they? And this could be very much the same as it was, the same as it could be here tonight as well. As we're on board now then with New Potato then, as New Potato then, it looks like it's a dead heat at the moment, and he's going to run out of road there, going down into turn 1 as well. Sloth saying Becca looking strong first on hard tires, rapid on softs at the end as well, catching the soft tires as well. Becca is, yes she is, and she is 7. Oh my word there, and look at Potato then going on the outside of Becca's thing that I was reading, and looks like Potato has got past, he has got past her, but oh my goodness me, and I think they're giving her a nudge, and she's in the wall, seconds in the Welsh Maldonado in the wall. She is out. Oh, goodness me. And that is not good at all. They have come to blows on the fast part of the circuit there. I'm not sure if Becca made a mistake out of turn 5 as a safety car. And Welsh Maldonado, just as we were talking about it in the comments, Sloth mentioned it, and I read it out. And unfortunately, Welsh Maldonado is the third casualty in the Dutch Grand Prix. She is out. And once again, then, racer, she was looking very strong in just like last season, but she is out of the Dutch Grand Prix. Oh, goodness me, then. And Sam is summed up well with one word there. And I'm just going to obtain the word by saying crikey. And Welsh Maldonado is probably furious, isn't she? She's going to be absolutely up in arms. Into the pits there comes Gamer then. And it looks like he's fallen to place at the moment now for Gamer. He didn't have the pace on the opening stage of this race, but he is coming out of the pits as well. Into the pits comes New Potato, and he hasn't got damage, has the Potato, but that crash between him and Welsh Maldonado will be under investigation, I am sure of it, after the race then. Oh, goodness me. As Sloth is just covering his eyes then, as Gamer out of the pits as well. And look at that, that has handed the race on a platter, hasn't it? And what's happened to Troy? Troy's in the pits then, and look at this then, the man who was loving this race is all of a sudden down in 11th position. He had control of this race. He's on the hard and medium tires now, the Renault driver is. Oh my, he served the 5-second penalty at the very least then, but oh goodness me, this race has turned on its head then. And I gotta say, really, when league racing looks absolutely in the palm of your hand, something, a curveball or anything like that just really seems to come out of nowhere. And Troy, who had the race in the palm of his hand, is all of a sudden right on the back foot. Now he's down in 11th position. Now he's leading this race, and now he's down in 11th position as well. Baz said, who is just come out, changed onto the medium tires as well. And this is up Curly, as he's not gone back up into 7th position there. Ayrton up into 9th, fantastic. Wilson into 8th position there. Diashi in 7th. And Diashi has stopped as well. This is an incredible race then, and I haven't realised what has gone on at all in this one. My goodness me then. And well, I got to say, absolutely astounding stuff. Let's take stock, shall we? We're on the lap 15. We ain't even got to the half distance stage then, and goodness gracious me. There's been a comment saying, and from Sloth saying, just like the rugby, he got his revenge there. Goodness me, it looked like a bit of a rugby tackle as well, didn't it, between the two drivers there. So free retirements and Welsh Maldonado out of the race, and that's a huge, cruel blow for Welsh Maldonado. Roscoe out of the race as well, and also FIFA Beefy out of the races. Well, unfortunately then, as last week's pole sitter, unfortunately not having a very good race here tonight, did he? Gamer leads this race, and he hasn't had the pace at the opening stint then, but he is now leading the race. Fortune really favours the brave, doesn't it? Gamer stayed out on those soft tires the longest, and it's really struck it lucky, hasn't he? Fantastic stuff indeed there, but sometimes you'd rather be lucky than good. Gamer is both at the moment, and fantastic performance indeed there for Gamer. He is leading the Grand Prix here in Holland. Second is Steed, and he is on those hard tires. And TK in third position there. Nigel in fifth position is Gordo. Gordo has been on the hard tires the longest so far. Is he going to be able to eke him to the end then? New Potato in sixth position there. He's on the medium tires, and the same strategy as Gamer. Diashi, fantastic performance in seventh position there. Wilson, incredible performance in eighth position. Ayrton there really putting his difficult qualifying performance behind him. Well, I wouldn't say difficult on his part, on the rule makers. Ninth position, and Curly in 10th position then. And it's just on board then with Curly, who is the last of the points around at the moment. And Troy, as Gordo has summed up really well, actually. What a weird race. Well, it is, isn't it? Because a couple of laps ago, Troy was leading this race quite comfortably. Almost the gap was 4 seconds there over Gamer, and it's all of a sudden it's really gone on its head as well, hasn't it? He's came in the pits there for 2 stops now. He's on the medium tires, and till the end of the race, we surmise then with 20 laps to go, he hasn't got a 5-second penalty either, but he has got a lot of traffic to overtake. He has the pace, but can he? But it's a very difficult track to overtake on as well. And there are some very difficult customers to overtake in just in front of him. Serge Mushman 12th position, and 13th is Bradfield, Baz 14th. Smithfield Mighty 15th, and Ardy Wee is in 16th position as well in the racing point then, as we've got another lap of the safety car at the moment then. And my word there. Absolutely, and absolutely incredible stuff indeed. Then, so it's an almighty smash there, which has brought out the safety car between Washmanado and New Potato. They were side by side. It can't happen. Remember, Roscoe got, I think, overtaken the season, didn't he? No, not Roscoe. Sorry, Farf got overtaken the season, didn't he? When him and also Velocity went side by side for that, but unfortunately, it was looking very, very tense, wasn't it, between the two drivers? Unfortunately, Washmanado was on the race. That New Potato is down in 6th position as well. Whether that's helped or hindered New Potato's strategy, we will find out. On board Gamer doing this, we're going to be half distance when we get going once again. And we did say safety cars is almost a certainty around here. We've had a safety car in both gold and silver races here over the course of the last 2 days. And so this has really thrown the cat amongst the pigeons, hasn't it? Wilson saying unlucky Becca had a good battle with Beefy there. Very difficult there for Becca. Unfortunately, as she is out of the Grand Prix. As we turn our attentions back into the leaders, and Gamer is going to be absolutely grinning from ear to ear, I'd think, at this stage of racing. But however, he is on the medium tires. There is a couple of drivers on the hard tires behind him. It's our Davidson TK, we got Steve, we got Nigel, and we got Gordo as well. But Gordo and Nigel do have 3-second penalties, so that is going to be crucial in this race as well. It's going to also be crucial how long these medium tires are going to last for. What Troy, Gamer, and New Potatoes are smashing themselves in the face. Have all gone to the medium tires then, so they feel that they're going to be able to get to the end of the race. And as we are now, when is Gamer going to drop the hammer then before we get back racing in car 59 then? It's becoming a very famous number in silver at the moment, isn't it? Gamer said, and goodness me, I don't think he had the pace here. He hasn't had the pace so far in this event, but that doesn't make much odds at the moment, does it? Because he is in the race. That's the only thing that matters. We're back racing here in Holland once again. Then half distance now, and look at this as we've got a very much a drag race going down. Turn one, and Gordo has caught Nigel napping there, and he's up into fourth then. And yes, and that's incredible stuff then as well. So Artie Wee has got past Smithy Almighty as well, and up into 15th. So yes, Nigel has been caught napping there, and Gordo's got past the former champion twice in this race. Incredible stuff there. But New Potato there is very much got a bit between his teeth. We're on board there with New Potato. Then we flash off board with him once again. And look at this, he's all over the back of the Ferrari of Nigel as well. New Potato in 6th position, and Diaz in 7th. Wilson 8th, Ayrton 9th, and Curly in 10th position. And just behind Curly is Troy, and Troy is going to be very much a little hot under the collar after what has happened, transpired in this race so far. A 5-second penalty, which I gotta say that I think that was unfortunate for Troy, but I think it was an unforced error, wasn't it, from the man who won the last 2 Grand Prix, and he was leading this one quite comfortably as well. Now then, oh goodness me, he's going on the outside of Curly, and now it's going to be quite oh my word there. And look at this, and Curly is defending for his worth, because Curly is on the hard tires. Troy is trying to make these mediums work as quickly as possible, kind of thing, because he needs to make hay whilst the sun is shining. Lovely shot here indeed. Gamer set the fast lap of the race set as he comes through the complete lap 18 then. Oh goodness me, a second and a half already. Look in the background, and that's Serious Mushroom and Bradfield on a good old drag race down into turn 1. And my word, it's Bradfield on the outside. He's got to go on the outside. Not quite then, because Serious Mushroom there had the purchase there as well. Into the pits comes Artie Wee then. So Artie Wee unfortunately back in the pits there in the racing point as a Troy going very wide there into turn number 5. I think he just wants to get more oh my goodness, he's through, he's past Curly. Curly's trying to come back up the inside. Oh my goodness me, but Troy is through, and he is in 10th. He's back at the points, and the man who's second in the World Championship. Gamer's he is 2 seconds in front now. He's having a look at Ayrton on the inside, but of course Murphy tried to overtake it on the inside there last night, but that didn't work too well, did it? I want to try it, and he might have to wait for DRS, but having said that, he's had a good launch there, and now he's alongside Ayrton. He's going to be up the inside. He passes Ayrton, moves up into 11th position there, and job done. And that's 2 cars in this last lap alone there from Troy, as he is starting to try and get his comeback drive, trying to get a comeback drive going as well on board now then with the man who's throwing the championship. Good stuff. Oh my goodness me, now he's off in the wall, and I'm going to have to take a face of action. Oh my goodness gracious me. And Gordo's on a great race, and he's in the pits. What a shame for Gordo. Oh my gosh there. That is a major blow, isn't it, for Gordo, because he was as high as 4th at one stage, and now he is down into 15th position there. What a shame, he's on the medium tires and for the last 16 laps as well. Oh, well, that's a blow, isn't it, for Gordo? What a shame now, and look at turn to fill 14 is very difficult, isn't it? To say the least. Now look at this, now Troy is up into 8th position then after Gordo's heavy smash at the exit of turn number 14 then. And so Gordo's now 20 seconds adrift of the chasing pack at the moment. I say we'll be hoping for a safety car later on in this race, and we had a safety car at the very end of last night's race. We might Gordo would love to have the same again here tonight. I'm back on board with Troy at the moment, as he is trying to come through the field like a hot knife through butter. Well, he's back up to 8 for the moment now. Gamer is advantages now to 2.3 seconds at the moment now. See on a very good race in second position there with TK in third position. Magnificent performance there for TK. New Potato then is very much under the rear wing now of Nigel. Nigel does have a 3-second penalty though. Remember that he has to serve that at the end of the race, and so wherever he finishes you have to plus 3 seconds onto his race time. And Diash there is having a magnificent race at the moment. He's my driver today so far. Fantastic stuff. And there's a flash of Everton as well in the background. Also having a magnificent performance in the AlphaTauri. He's on the medium tyres as well, isn't he, Everton is? And so he does have the pace at the moment. Troy also has the pace. He's trying to go on the outside. Maybe back on the inside as well. Wilson, not quite then. As I got to say, that part of the race does really does get me all clenching in all kinds of areas. I don't want to be clenching. Oh my goodness me. But Troy has decided not to have a lunch there, but my goodness gracious me, on board once again with Troy. So I am looking down there. Emerson said everyone needs to stop slapping the tank. Oh goodness me. Oh, New Potato is off. It's down in a 13th position there, and just as I was looking down there, and oh goodness me, and Potato then is dropped all the way down to 13th position. I wonder if he got half a spin there. And goodness gracious me, then there's a lot of big names that are having some issues tonight here in the Dutch Grand Prix. Troy then is now rushing the rear wing of Wilson. He's now past Wilson. He moves up into 6th position. Troy on a good comeback drive, and this is crucial, isn't it, for his championship charge. And Serious Mushroom is trying to go on the outside of Curly. Serious Mushroom on the medium tires. He's on the outside of Curly. He has passed Curly and over to 9th position. Then Serious Mushroom, another driver that is in the battle for the championship. I would say at this stage of proceedings of the season, he is third at the moment, so he's definitely in the battle for the championship, isn't he? But the championship leader then is going to be very, very happy with what is occurring with him behind whilst he at the moment now is having a lovely time up front. And it's almost 3 seconds to gap. Is now we're on board the former race leader and the man who's on pole position as well in this race, which is Troy, having a very difficult race thus far. But he is behind Diash and Diash is on an absolutely magnificent race, isn't he? Brilliant stuff indeed there. Absolutely great stuff, Ben. And just now on board then with Troy as we come down the back straight. Bradfield has got past his teammate. He has got past his teammate as the roles are reversed, but both McLarens are really compromised themselves. And Troy Curly there has just cut off Baz there, didn't he? Baz was trying to sneak up on the inside there. Gamer set another fast over the race as well. On board then with Potato. He has dropped all the way down into 13th position then, when he was looking very strong in the battle for 4th and 5th position. Now Troy is now up in new 5th position. He gets past. He has got past then Diassi as now New Potato's going to go on the inside. Bass is on the outside as well. And look at this is getting very, very dicey indeed. Oh my goodness me. Oh gosh, that is very, very close, wasn't it? Well, this race is, I've got to say, this race always has a lot of action, doesn't it? Absolutely magnificent stuff indeed then. Just rushing now, it's all climbing all over the back of Ayrton. Well, he will be in a second, I feel, as Ayrton at the moment there is still behind Wilson. Wilson's done 12 laps on those hard tyres, and so those tyres might not pass the MOT test by the end of this one, but it doesn't matter. All that matters then that they have to survive another 13 laps or so in this race then. So that's all what Wilson's concerned about. And once again, he has shown his strategical prowess. He's also shown his racecraft prowess as well. Good stuff indeed from Wilson. Nigel then is now right on to the back end of TK and Steve, as these guys are battling for second, third and fourth in this race as it stands at the moment. TK would like to get by Steve, but Steve is quick down the start finish straight, and that's exactly where he needs to be quick, isn't he? And he's doing a magnificent job. Steve is really good stuff. Troy is now set the fastest up the race, and he is driving, and he's driving, well of course he's driving, but he's driving well. I think he might be driving with a bit of anger then after dropping down to 5th position, but he's having a magnificent performance, getting himself back up into 5th position as well. As look at this, as Wilson is now coming under C Jesus, Ayrton! Oh, Ayrton's damaged the car, and oh goodness me, he's gone into the back of Wilson, and Ayrton there, who's on the correct tire one, and it's Serious Mushrooms off the circuit. He's had some major issues there, Serious Mushroom. He's cruising, as he got damaged as well. Did he go into the back of Ayrton? He has. Oh, Serious Mushrooms damaged as well, and that's the Constantina effect. And what a shame there, as just like in Vietnam, then Ayrton doing a great race, but then damage to the car, and I think that's a lot of damage as well. It's not on the end play of Ayrton. He's going to really struggle with turning the car. Oh no, and that is absolutely dismay, isn't it, for the Ayrton and all the Ayrton fans out there as well. No, just back with TK at the moment, who's I think he's enjoying himself at the moment, isn't he? On course for his first podium in his first race here in ALR. Fantastic. But there is the man in the yellow rocket. There he is. It's Troy, who is now 1.5 seconds away from this Balin trio, which may become a quartet then by the end of this one. Bradfield is now alongside Ayrton. Is he going? Oh, look at this. As they come to blow slightly there. And now then it's another two McLarens are also getting each other's way as well. Oh, my goodness me. And we was debating about whether there might be some team orders in the McLaren team. No way, Jose. No way, Pedro. And look at this. They're not going to be side by side. This hasn't worked too well in the past. Oh, my goodness me. Oh, wow. And, oh, gosh, Ayrton is elected to stay out, hasn't he? Of course, there, as he feels then that he might not be able to make up the time then, as there is only 12 laps to go in this race as well. New Potato is 2/10 a second back from the two McLarens as well. He is also dropped back slightly. This is an incredible race at the moment, isn't it? Fantastic action all over the show. The gap at the front, though, is quite it's quite serene at the moment, isn't it? The gap is now up to as Ayrton is dropped down into. Oh, Bradfield has gone right off the circuit there, and he's trying to come back on. It is getting very, very. Oh goodness me! It's a queue of cars there. As Bradfield went slightly wide there, didn't he? He came back on the circuit there and bumped and grind through the gravel then, and now Curly Red Dead is underneath the. Oh my goodness me! Curly almost lost it there. Oh my word! And now Curly's dropped down there because the Serious Mushroom has got past, and now no, listen, this new Potato. I don't know who is who in this race. Oh no, and now we've got Curly then, who is almost underneath the inside, and Bass is on the outside, and he'll be on the inside there. Bass is just forcing his way through at the inside, passes Curly, and Curly's been wrong foot slightly there, but Curly there has got a lot of momentum there coming out of turn 5. Oh my word, then they love going side by side through here. I love it as well, but my goodness me, then some very much twitchy bum time through there, isn't it? Oh goodness gracious me. And oh no, TK's had some issues there. Oh no, and he's damaged the car. TK has, and he was on a magnificent performance. The debutant is dropping down the order as well. This is a crucial race. This is an incredible race, isn't it? And the driver's falling by the wayside at the moment, isn't it? It's about survival of the fittest and making sure that you don't damage your car. TK, who was having an outstanding performance there, Jacques Villeneuve-esque performance in this race. Unfortunately, though, just like Jacques Villeneuve, he come across some problems. TK has as well, as he is peeling off into the pits as well. And Diashi is now up into 5th position as well. Yellow flags in the background because Potato is facing the wrong way. Oh, he's facing the wrong way, coming out to turn number 14, and he's just a lovely bit of pirouette in there from Potato, as both Alfa Romeo cars then come. Oh, and he's also got a 5-second penalty as well. Potato has, and I think that might be a bit of rage as well. We did see what happened to Potato then, but he's coming in the pits, and there's the Alfa Romeo mechanics are just trying to get themselves back into position as well. Serious Richmond set the fast lap race. Gamer's still leading now by 5 seconds then from Steen second. Nigel in third position, but Troy is currently on that final side of the podium then, because he has not got he's not got a 3-second penalty, which Nigel has, but Nigel had an outstanding performance here tonight. Really well done indeed. Diashi in 5th, magnificent. He is 10 laps away from completing an absolutely magnificent race here today. Ayrton there is now being sworn by his teammate Ron Border Baz, as once again Constantine up. Then these guys are so there's a lot of drivers then that are under pit lane on, and there's going to be some quick drivers on the soft tires. New Potato and TK are the two drivers that come to mind. Smithy Almighty, who was in 11th position, he's dropped down to 12th now, but he's not very far away from maybe his first points of his career. And look at this, as Bass there, where's he going to go? He couldn't decide where to go, left or right. He's on the outside, and he's through, passes Ayrton, and now is Curly going to try and go up and under as well. Curly on the hard tires, Ayrton defending for all he's worth, and this is an absolutely incredible battle, isn't there? Now then, Ayrton Ayrton is struggling though, isn't he, with the understeer on that car. The damage on the AlphaTauri is quite apparent, isn't it? So Curly at the moment now, he's going to have to probably wait his turn, isn't he, before maybe going into... New Paterno's got a 3-second penalty as well. So yeah, it's going to be follow the leader through this section of the course then, but I think that Curly's next opportunity is going into turn 11 and 12 as well. And just as I say that, there's contact! Oh, goodness me! And yes, the door was always going to be closing there, I feel, but whoa! It's getting very fight as well now. I think he's also got to look at who is behind him. It is TK. He's been quick, hasn't he? Now he's going to be on soft tires. He is going to be lightning in a bottle, isn't he? So, I think that's why Curly is going to probably feel a bit of desperation, isn't he, to try and get past Ayrton at the moment. And so look at the gap, it's already down to 10.6 seconds. Magnificent, isn't it? DRC there is Curly's got a 3-second penalty that could cost him, and DRC is going to defend him. So Wilson's on the outside, DRC is on the inside, Wilson is through, he passes DRC and Wilson up in the 5th position, and this is a trademark of the performance that Wilson does, isn't he? Of course, he may not be the best qualifier in the world, but his racecraft, as we've mentioned before, is second to none. TK has set the fast out of the race. Troy is all over the back, and Nigel as well. This is a magnificent end to the Dutch Grand Prix. Magnificent performance indeed then. Oh my goodness me. And Gordo is just dropped down behind Sirius Mushroom. Sirius Mushroom is on the medium tires as well. I'm surprised Sirius didn't go into the soft, but perhaps he didn't have any left then. Or maybe he didn't feel that he could get those soft tires to the end then. Gamer is almost 5 seconds up the road. Then Steve is in a great second position at the moment. And look at this, Troy there sending up the inside. Oh, contact there. As Nigel there just steaming back on the outside there. As I think that Troy would love to get at least back into second at the end of this race there. As I feel that there might be a bit of desperation there from Troy as well. As he might feel that this is a race lost rather than points gained at this stage. But it's very difficult. Yellow flags. RDW is out of the race out of the exit of turn 5. As well as the sun is now baking the track. It's a virtual safety car, and a virtual safety car, and that's not how Bradfield one iota has it, and it's not how Curly either. Then is anyone going to take their opportunity to come to the pits? And Curly has taken the opportunity to come to the pits, and of course you don't lose as much time, do you, coming in the pits and the virtual safety car. It's going to be a quick one. RDW's car is still there, as RDW is out of the race, and he is the 4th retirement in this race. And Curly on the soft tyres now, and is he going to get on in front of TK? Then this is going to be a race, and Curly is still in pit, is in the pit limiter. On the pit limiter, I should say, then. So TK is back in the points in the Alfa Romeo. Curly coming out of the pits as well. Baz has got a drive-through penalty. That is not good at all for Bradfield. For Baz, that's going to cost him points, I think, in this race. What a shame there for Baz as well. And I think that might actually Smithy Almighty might be on the cusp of some points again. Fantastic performance there from Smithy Almighty. But we do have he does have Sirius Mushroom and also Gordo very much on a hard charge behind him as well. 15 cars are left in this race, and Gamer is still enjoying himself out in front of the moment. And of course, since that first safety car appeared there, he is of course been he's been in a commanding place in this race. Nigel is in the pits then, so Nigel coming in the pits then very late on. I wonder why this is then. So is he got a drive-through penalty? I think he's got a drive-through penalty. I see Nigel has. Oh, goodness me. So Nigel's got a drive-through penalty, and that's another major name then that is having some issues here tonight. Ashley back in the 5th position. Nigel coming out in 7th position there, and that has really cost him an absolutely amazing result here tonight as well, because he's still on those hard tires. He still has a 3-second penalty as well. Baz also is also serving that drive-through as well, but he has come out and just in front of TK, and this might help his teammate Ayrton to a certain degree, but he's trying to go on the outside. TK is, he has so much more purchase on traction on these tyres. Yellow flag in 1 as Gordo is going off at the tyres, and in turn 1 TK is trying to look, then he's going to be quicker than Baz at this stage of proceedings as well. I'm surprised that Baz got out in front of these Curly and TK, but goodness me, it is quite a short pit lane, isn't it? But I was quite surprised by that. I thought that Baz would have been out behind then. And look, Curly's also in the party as well. So Curly would like to get back in the points. And Ayrton now is wounded as he's limping towards the end then, but he is 8th position at the moment with 4 laps to go in this race then. And I think the longer these guys stay behind Baz, the more hope that Ayrton has of keeping that 4 points as well. And TK though in Curly, I feel then there's only a matter of time before they get past Baz. But Baz there is not making it easier for them at all, is he? fantastic stuff indeed there. And Diaz done a magnificent performance as the racing point as well. Absolutely great stuff indeed there for Diaz today. Magnificent, isn't it? For Diaz, a really solid drive. And Troy is all over the back of Steve as well. Steve is defending that second position there like an absolute warrior tonight. Brilliant stuff indeed. There's been a lot of great drives out there. And TK is still behind Baz at the moment, and also Curly still behind TK as well. New Potato's got a 3-second penalty as well to compile to his misery tonight, and having a very difficult race today, isn't he? Potato is into the pits. There comes a Gordo. And I wonder if Gordon might come in to throw on a set of soft tyres and try and go for fast lap there. Of course, you only get a point for fast lap there if you're in the top 10. But of course, there's also a badge of honour as well. And TK's off the circuit, so Curly's on the inside there. TK has run wide, and Curly has got that 10th position then away from TK. And now then, can Curly get the job done? And this is going to get very fruitful, I think, with just a couple of laps to go as well. What's Troy doing? Troy is gaining. He is alongside Steve. He goes on the inside. And Steeler is not giving up there, but I think Troy does it. He takes the second position there. Bradfield has got past Diashi as well. Bradfield is up into 5th position. Great performance there from the McLaren driver. Great performance from Wilson as well. Red Bull are very much scoring a humongous amount of points here tonight in 3rd and a 4th position as well. But Curly has got up into 9th position as well. 6 seconds to go between himself and Ayrton with 4 laps to go in this race. And this is going to be a magnificent end to the race, isn't it? There's a lot of things still to play for. And Troy has now got a 4-second deficit between himself and Gamer, but I think the Gamer's probably been cruising, has a lot of still a lot of life left in those medium tyres. And Steve, magnificent performance today. Wilson, same with him as well. Bradfield, amazing stuff there. But now Diaz is going to have to defend there from Nigel as well. But Nigel does have a 3-second penalty, so Diaz just needs to stay within the wheel tracks of the former ALR world champion, and he will get into 6th position as well. Diaz there hasn't scored points in racing point and scored points yet so far in a silver, but goodness me there, what a performance there from Diaz today. Absolutely magnificent. Just taking a quick summary of the retirements. Only 4 so far in this race, and FIFA out of the race. Roscoe retiring as well. Welshman now having a humongous accident out of the race there after she and New Potato came to blows there, and also we got the RDW out of the race as well. So those are 4 retirements. Gordo in 15th position, New Potato in 14th as well. TK there is now on the wheel tracks of Baz, and he's alongside Baz. He's going to take Baz, and he's in 10th position there on his debut. What could have been there for TK here tonight, and he's had a great debut performance. He has been stuck behind the Red Bull more often than not, TK has, but wow, what a performance. But I feel that there's a lot of points lost in points gained there, but TK on his debut there, goodness me, he's really made a lot of drivers sit up and take notice, hasn't he? An impressive performance there from the Alfa Romeo Super Sub here tonight. Amazing stuff indeed, and hopefully we'll see him on the grid more often than not. Later on, no, Diaz, he's off! Diaz is off, he hasn't damaged the car as he's brushed the wall, going outside the fast out of the race. Diaz, and he's just trying to come back on the circuit, that's why he needs to be careful, because those tires are going to be screaming hot. Diaz was on course for a major performance, but a major points haul, but now he's down in 9th position, and Ayrton's been elevated up into 7th position as well. And this race has got so many twists and turns, and Diassi is struggling. Those tires are going to be red hot as well, and TK's on the outside going into turn 13, and Diassi there's got a 3-second penalty as well. Goodness me, this sport can be absolutely cruel indeed for Diassi. What a shame there. And oh, goodness me, Diashi's had an absolutely mega performance here tonight, and I think he didn't deserve that whatsoever, did he? What a shame for Diashi, and I'm absolutely gutted for Diashi. I really am indeed for the racing point driver. Sam's just asked, what are the penalties like? Let's take a quick look, shall we? Well, we got 11 seconds for New Potato, then I think that's a lot of frustration halfway through the race. Everyone else has got 3 seconds. 3 seconds for Nigel, but at the moment that shouldn't hurt him too much. We have 3 seconds for Curly as well. Curly has 6 seconds now. He has to finish 6 seconds in front of Ayrton with 2 laps to go. We also have a 3-second penalty then for Diaz as well. We just seen him go get those 3-second penalties. Steve has got a 3-second penalty. That shouldn't affect him too much in the final stage of this race either, as he is 8 seconds up the road of his teammate Wilson. But Red Bull there are going to strike it hot tonight, aren't they, with a 3rd and 4th position. A great performance there from the Red Bull team, and that is going to elevate them up quite considerably in the constructors. Well, they're 3rd already. So I think that Red Bull there really becoming a very strong team in this Constructors' Championship. Magnificent performance indeed. And just on board there with Nigel. Then we've got a bit of a queue now formed behind Wilson then with 1 lap to go in this race. And look at Troy then, he's really caught up to the back, hasn't he, of Gamer. But I think the Gamer has been just been enjoying himself, hasn't he, in that Mercedes there. And I gotta say, the safety car really played into his hands there. But Troy, magnificent recovery drive as well. And these there's a lot of points gained rather than 7 points lost. But that is how I feel. But I'm not sure if Troy might feel the same. But he may look back on this race as quite a crucial part of his championship campaign then. But here is Gamer then, and I've got to say, an absolutely magnificent performance there from Gamer, and this is going to be his 3rd Grand Prix win of the season. This is going to be his 4th Grand Prix win of his career, and Gamer wins the Dutch Grand Prix. A magnificent performance there for the Mercedes driver. Troy finished 2nd in the end then, after a magnificent return there. We got yellow flags there, as I think it's one of the Haas cars had Steve on the podium as well. Here comes Wilson, Bradfield and Nigel all across the line, all simultaneously. Look, Bradfield 7,800 a second there. Once again, it's very much a dead heat, isn't it? In the final stage of this, as well. Ayrton, a magnificent performance in 7th position. He's going to be absolutely chuffed with that. As of course, I could. So I think I was saying that maybe Ayrton might should have come in the pits, but he hung it out there, and he's gained some valuable points there. 6 points on the board there for Ayrton. TK, a brilliant performance today on this debut there. He probably could have been on the podium today, maybe more. Unfortunately, that wasn't to be, was it? In 8th position there. Baz in 9th, Curly in 10th position, Diashi. And I got to say, I feel absolutely sorry for the racing point driver. He was having a magnificent race there. Strong performance as well. He was a couple laps away from scoring some major points for the racing point team. Unfortunately, he finished just outside the points 11th position. It's the worst place to finish, I would say. Ayrton gets driver today as well. A magnificent performance there for Ayrton. And I got to say, a very action-packed race as well for the AlphaTauri driver. Magnificent. And there he is, and it's Gamer who is taking the Grand Prix win, his 4th Grand Prix win of his career, 3rd Grand Prix win of the season. Now Troy in 2nd then. I think that Troy would be a bit disappointed with that one, but as I mentioned already on the stream, I think he'd be very happy with those points gained rather than points lost. And Steve there, when he got a clean event in, he is magnificent, isn't he? He finished 3rd in the end today. Brilliant stuff indeed. And let's take a final look at the classification then from the Dutch Grand Prix here in Zandvoort. My goodness me, it was a great race, wasn't it? And it was Gamer, his 3rd Grand Prix win of the season, 4th Grand Prix win of his career. Troy finished 2nd today. Then safety car was a bit unlucky, was a bit unfortunate to him, wasn't it? Lady Luck wasn't shining on him today. 3rd position was Steve there. He had an incredible battle between himself, Troy, Nigel, and also the debutant TK as well. Magnificent performance. In 4th position, Jake Wilson. I got to say, he was very close to driver today, from 15th to 4th. Bradfield, it was a very strong drive in 5th position. Nigel in 6th position. Ayrton, driver today from 19th to 7th. TK on his debut, 8th position. Baz in 9th. Curly in 10th position as well. Diashi was shamed, unluckiest man of the day in 11th position. Smithfield Mighty 12th, good performance. 13th, Serious Mushroom. Potato in 14th. Gordo in 15th. Retirements is RDW, Welsh, Maldonado, Roscoe and FIFA Beefy all retired from this Dutch Grand Prix. And now join me in the gantry as I think we got 3 drivers in here, haven't we? I got to say I wasn't really paying attention then. If we got Gamer in the gantry, no. No? Okay. We'll start with Steve first then. Steve, I think that this is the first time where, in ALR, this season especially, where you haven't had any issues there. A straightforward weekend there, and you really showed your stuff there.
Yeah, it was good to not have any issues. Good. I've been having some little trying to get it fixed because I really don't want to keep racing from the back and having to keep fighting my way through the field. I really don't want to keep doing it. But I really enjoyed that race. Really enjoyed it.
Well, the only downside is you don't get drawn today anymore because you've had 2 this season already. But on the positive note, you had a magnificent battle with yourself in TK, and Nigel was also in there as well. But I got to say, your defensive driving today was absolutely magnificent. How did you keep the car in front of TK for so long?
I just wanted to try and frustrate him as much as possible. Put my car in positions where he would find it extremely difficult to overtake, especially around a track like Zandvoort. And I just kept trying to do it consistently. Yeah, pretty much. And it worked. It worked. Unfortunately, he span because I was enjoying the battle. I didn't want to see him spin out, but it made my life a lot easier after that.
And going on to the next race in Spain as well. The first 5 races of the season is quite difficult, but going on to Spain in a week's time, how are you feeling for that then? Going back to more of the traditional circuits.
Yeah, I'm feeling quite confident about Spain. I like Spain as a track. Maybe that might be my first ever victory. Who knows?
Fingers crossed, Steve. Well done indeed. Then magnificent performance for you today. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Then
Thank you.
let's come to Troy A, who finished second today. Then Troy A, I gotta say, Lady Luck wasn't showing on you today. It seems the safety car really went against you in that one.
Yeah, mixed emotions. I made some mistakes myself, and then I got penalized by the game as well. I don't know. Got a stupid 5-second penalty at first, which was completely my fault, just by a couple of like kilometers. Yeah, then I boxed again, which was another mistake from me, I guess. And the pit crew was really slow, and yeah, after that I just had to like work my way back up through the field, I guess. I'm still happy I went on the mediums, I guess, and I'm still happy with second. If someone told me I would have got second after all of that chaos, I would probably take it. So yeah, I'm happy still.
Gamer unfortunately can't join the interview, but he just wants to say that Troy was faster than me today, and if there was no safety car, he should have had this win. But see you next week. And yeah, so I think that he was just very unlucky because he looks like that from the get-go today. You was absolutely looking like you was looking the quicker of the two drivers of you and Gamer. But let's go on the positives though, shall we? Because your comeback drive for I think it was 12th in the queue you were, but magnificent comeback drive as well. You just picking them off one by one. Magnificent overtakes today.
Yeah, I was driving a bit with frustration, I guess, and I'm guessing that brings out the best of me when it comes to overtakes and stuff. So yeah, I was still happy I could have showed that, and yeah, I'm still happy I made it work, I guess.
Absolutely magnificent stuff indeed. Well done, Troy. Brilliant. Absolutely, I gotta say, I do feel sorry for you, but at the same time, I'm also loving the battle between yourself and Gamer as well. It's going to be a season-long battle. Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, it's been me and Gamer for the last couple of races now, and I'm really enjoying battling him. And yeah, I always look forward for these races because I know I'm gonna have a great battle with him. He's incredibly fast, and I think we both have our tracks where we can win, I think. So yeah, I don't know. I just enjoy racing with him, to be honest, and I think we had some great racing, and I hope we will continue with that.
I hope so as well. It's been a magnificent performance. Well done, Troy. And we've got an additional guest today with Gamer unfortunately unable to join us. So we've got the driver of the day in, Ayrton. Unfortunately, we didn't get to talk to you when you had your podium in Russia, but you've now have the unfortunate honour of talking to me now. But what a performance there. Unfortunately, you got a disqualification in qualifying, which I've got to say sounded a bit unfair. We didn't see it on the stream, but I have a feeling that you spun it and then couldn't get out of the pit exit. Is that right?
Yeah, unfortunately, I spun turn one and just blocked the pit lane. I was just about to reverse as I hit the accelerator. It said disqualified. But you know, then I just got to sort of deal with it, starting last, and just do an honest strategy. And thank God for the safety car turning my race around that I could eventually get some points.
You did indeed. You did damage your wing there when you was having a great battle between yourself. There was a queue of cars now. I can't even remember who was in there. But did you think about coming in the pits, or was you determined to hang it out there and just see what was going to happen?
Well, thankfully, I had Dan, Emerson, and Alex sort of telling me you're better off maybe staying out because I had wing damage, so I would have been behind the people behind me who also pitted us off. So it's better off just staying out, and luckily we held.
I'm not sure about Emerson, but definitely Dan and Alex would have been very helpful towards your decision there. And one final thing from us as well. This is your best result of the season so far, and we're going from Spain onwards next week. How are you feeling for the rest of the season then?
Hopeful. I mean, you know, I thought my luck every race has been pretty bad, and luckily it turned around in the race today. But hopefully this is the turning point. And I can get some good points now.
Good stuff indeed. An absolutely magnificent drive. I'd say that's your best of your ALR career. Fantastic stuff, Ben. And that is it going to be for from here in the Dutch Grand Prix in Zandvoort. We're going to Barcelona de Catalunya. It is the Spanish Grand Prix in a week's time as well. Of course, it's a very tough old track, isn't it? And setup is definitely key, isn't it? Who's got their setup twined just right then? Join us in a week's time for gold at 7:30 UK time. Goodbye.